We'll start with the questions, so 5 questions. After that, we'll start with the sharait. Then you can ask me questions after that.
Okay, inshallah, start with the khutbah al-hajjah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وأفضل الصلاة وتم التسليم على أشرف الأنبياء سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Ustadh Abdul Rahman, first question is regarding the background of the debate, just for clarification, regarding who challenged who. Because what was discussed on the phone is that you said that I challenged you, but the history to me is that my name was mentioned in 3 consecutive videos. I was named by your student Imran, who's present here as well. And after the first or second video, I decided to make a video saying I accept the challenge, and then I made a second consecutive video when I met Imam Asim. So based on that confusion, it cannot be claimed that I made the challenge to yourself. This is why when you mentioned giving £1,000 for a venue, it surprised me, because the way I viewed things was that it was not me who challenged you. But then on the phone you mentioned that it was me who challenged you. This is regarding the first question, who challenged who.
Okay, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, lahu alhamdul hasan والثناء الجميل وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له يقول الحق وهو يهدي السبيل وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. The history or the background pertaining to the debate, the ones who were there and the people who were watching it and were aware of the situation, the people inshallah ta'ala who are going to be watching this video, they would really remember, and I hope inshallah ta'ala you yourself will remember, that Imam Asim's debate was pertaining to the issue of Mawlid al-Nabawi. But when Imam Asim told us that you were going to come, Asrar Rashid, I said bring him. I never called out for your name. Imam Asim said to me on the phone that Asrar Rashid is going to come with me. I said bring him. I've wanted to meet Asrar Rashid. Bring him over, let him come with you. That's where your name came from my mouth. Then he told me that I will speak to Asrar. He made it look like you're not going to come. And I said, I want him to come, because you promised me he was going to come. Then when you took on the challenge, Asrar Rashid, you changed the whole debate from what it was to something different. You said, I will not debate you on the issue of Mawlid. Mawlid is a far'i matter to me. That's what you said. And I want to change the whole theme into at-tawassul wal-wasila.
No.
At-tawassul.
No, at that point, there was no subject. But I mentioned that the debate will revolve around usul principles. But your student, Imran, called me out for a specific date.
Sorry, no one called you out. But
when he gave a time for 8:30, he said, this is how the video came out. People brought that to my attention. Your name has been called out. A deadline has been given. In that video, Zulfiqar was sitting.
So then we called you out, Asrar. We called you out on the issue of Mawlid. So we're going to discuss the issue of Mawlid?
You called me out to debate something. I said I've accepted.
On
but
what?
You're calling me out.
I never called you out, Asrar. I just said it to you.
Meaning as a team.
No, I just clarified it.
Well, did Imran represent you?
No one called you out, Asrar.
If you go back to the initial video,
Asrar, let me repeat it for you.
If you go back to the initial video of Imran, you will find that he did call me out by name.
Okay.
He even said, we addressed this to you, Asrar Rashid. He's sitting here, you can ask him.
Okay, Asrar, let me remind you again, as I said before. Nobody mentioned your name. Nobody brought you up.
Imran did not mention my name?
Let me finish, Asrar. No one brought your name up. Nobody said anything. Imam Asim said that you're going to come.
Let me finish. As far as I'm concerned, on video, no, that's in private conversation.
No,
as far as my knowledge.
Asrar, you're asking me a question and you want me to answer it.
Because the thing is that Imran called me out in public.
Asrar, you asked me a question, give me time to answer the question. You're asking me directly, did you call me out? I said to you, no. I said Imam Asim said that you're going to come. Now that's for you to go to Imam Asim. If you want,
no.
Let me finish. Okay, let me finish.
In public.
Let me finish. If you want verification from me, and you want me to give you bayan and burhan in this issue, I can give you evidences. That Imam Asim said, Asrar Rashid is going to come with me. Then he tried to say Asrar is not coming. Maybe you and him didn't agree on it. Then I said to him, he has to come. Because you promised me. You're Imam Asim, be a man of his words. So I did not call you out. Nobody said your name. Listen, Imam Asim. No one, Asrar, sorry. Asrar, no one called, alaykum salam, no one called you out. Nobody asked your name. Nobody mentioned you except when Asim said.
In public? Did Asim mention me in public? You have to remember. As far as I'm concerned, in public, when I was called out, when this issue was brought to my knowledge, was it a Saturday or Sunday? Saturday. Was it a Saturday? It was a Saturday when my name was mentioned, and Imran mentioned my name in a video. That was the first time, to my knowledge, that someone had called me for a debate. And I released a video because there was a time deadline, I think until 8:30, and I released a video. I accept. Then I went to see Imam Asim, and I realized the details of the debate. So in this context, you have to accept that I did not call you out for a debate.
Okay, Imam Asim.
Do you accept that much at least? Do you accept that much at least? Do you accept, as far as I'm concerned, I was the one being called out to a debate by your side, whether it's you or your student?
Asrar, I answered the question for you. No one called you out. We just requested and asked the individual who promised us, Imam Asim, to just stick by his word and bring the person who he said, listen.
Imran bin Mansour in his video said,
and there's a question,
we direct this to you,
Asrar.
Asrar Rashid.
Asrar.
And we are challenging you now with the conditions of Mubarak Puri.
Okay,
this was what was mentioned. So I'm being addressed now with the conditions of Mubarak Puri.
Okay,
is that not the case?
Okay, Asrar Rashid, if that's something you want to ask Imran, there he is, inshallah, after the discussion, and after you can stand and ask him a question. وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Maybe he called you out.
The reason why I brought this up is not to be argumentative, is because information is placed on Facebook, which I don't have time to read all the comments, but the background to this, when you rang me and said pay for the venue, and I was surprised that you are saying I am the one challenging. Yes, you can say I changed the subject of the debate. I said Mawlid is mas'ala far'iyya fiqhiyya. I said this to you on the phone, and we should debate something to do with principles usuluddin. The second question is after...
Before we move on to the second, we have to first of all agree on the first one.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because you've not admitted that Imran was the one who called me out.
For us to move on to the second, it has to mean one of us has to accept that the first point has been agreed upon. I'm saying to you, Asrar Rashid, I did not call you out for a debate, but my question is now, Asrar.
But did Imran call me out for a debate? You said leave it to the end.
I can't speak for him.
You can't speak for him.
No.
So why is he posting on your behalf on Facebook, even the recent post? You have him representing you. This would not make any sense to me because I have no student of mine representing me on Facebook. I post myself.
No problem. Asrar Rashid, if that's a question you want to direct it towards Imran ibn Mas'ud.
No, it also involves you, because when you...
Did I call you out? Did I say your name?
When you phoned me, you said to me regarding paying for the venue that I should pay £1,000 for the venue because I was the one who challenged you.
Okay.
So where did you receive this idea that I was the one who challenged you?
Asrar, okay. If I say I've challenged you, I am the one who called you out for, I chose the topic, what does that change? What thamara comes out from it?
It changes.
Is it because you don't want to pay the venue? We'll sort that out, no problem.
No.
Oh, yeah?
It changes that who is the mudda'i, who is the claimant, who is the one who challenged. This changes a scenario of a debate. Who is the claimant?
Just the person. Barakallah fiqh. This is the Bayt al-Qasid. Now, Jameel, now I get it. You're trying to say anyone who calls out anyone is the claimer.
Basically, if you called me out for a debate, when we talk about sharait, the one being called out...
Well, before we move to the point, I'm asking you a question, because we're going to give a qa'idah now. We're going to use a principle. Anyone who calls out anyone, that person who's calling out is the claimer, and the one who's being called out is not the one who's claiming. Is that a qa'idah you're trying to put forward to us?
Look, before we discuss qawa'id al-munadhara or adab al-bahth, we're not going into adab al-bahth. All is a simple question. The question is,
You said to me
who
right now.
challenged who?
No, Asrar, I said to you, okay, سلمنا لك جدلا. For the sake of argument,
Okay.
I take on the burden of saying I challenged you.
Jazakallah.
Just the mere sake of saying that, does that mean I am the one who's claiming? And is that something you...
We'll discuss that when we do the
sorry,
sharait.
No.
The reason why I mentioned
because
this...
you implied something.
I'll tell you why.
Sorry, you
There's
implied.
no implication. The issue is simply when you phoned me, I was surprised that you even said I was the one who challenged. This is what surprised me at the time. So I wanted to clarify this point with you.
So, okay, I just asked you a question. I said to you, Asrar, if I say to you, for the sake of argument, I called you out. I'm the one who called you out. For the sake of argument. Now, what's the thamara? Because the fruit of ask this question, I want to get the logic behind it. Why? What's the question? I now say to you, okay, just min babi tanazul, just to surrender and just give in to you. I am the one who called you out.
You called me out to debate the issue of Mawlid. Yes?
Okay.
Okay? Ala sabili tanazul.
Yeah.
Then, after that, Imran placed on the internet that he will debate me with the conditions of Mubarak Puri. This is associated.
You know, the things I told
After
you.
this, we met in February. I'm going to go through the scenario, what happened, the timeline.
I think you're jumping from one point to another. I just asked you a question, which is, what's the thamara, the fruit for this question?
The very minimum
what's the fruit?
would be that if you claim that I am the one who challenged you, I would have to be the one specifying the subject. Is that not the case? If I challenge you to a debate, I say, Ustadh Abdul Rahman, debate me on al-asma wa sifat. I call you out on a specific subject. Therefore, the subject of the munadhara, the debate, is associated with the one who calls out the individual for a debate. Is that not the case?
No.
Okay. When we met in February, we met in Daru Makkah in Birmingham by accident, even though I was waiting for you to contact me because you had, when I say you, see, if you're saying Imran does not represent you, he is a voice piece for you because he mentioned the sharait of the munazara on the basis of Mubarak Puri. Is this not the case?
Again.
On the sharait of Mubarak Puri.
That's months on the line.
We met in February, 1 minute, and I said to you...
I still feel like you haven't answered the question of what's the thamara, what's the fruit of this question?
The basis of my questions, I mentioned at the beginning, is there are a few things that need clarification because there's false information being placed on the internet.
I just said to you, min babi tanazul, I surrender.
Then we move on to the next question.
Okay, but why? What's the logic? Why did you ask
You can ask me your questions at the end. After I said to you, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. We're going to move on.
But you were about to answer the question of the thamara.
You can ask this at the end of the sharait.
Okay.
But let's move on to the second question. When we met in February, I said to you that we will debate al-asma wa sifat. We discussed a few things regarding the Asha'ira and al-asma wa sifat. And after this, you said you would rather debate the topic of tawassul. You said you would rather debate the topic of tawassul via the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ba'da wafatihi, after his passing away.
I don't know if I narrowed it down
and
like
you
that.
mentioned that I asked you, why would you move from the subject of al-asma wa sifat to the subject of tawassul? You said because the awamun nas, the people, the common people, can understand this subject better than the difference between the Salafi movement and the Asha'ira in al-asma wa sifat, because it gets very technical. This is what happened in February. So the thamara of this question is...
So the second question, you're going to give me the thamara, but not the first question.
The first question, I gave the thamara, but you're not satisfied with it.
Okay, remind me again, what was it?
The thamara of the first question was just to clarify to people who was the initial challenger, because there is information being placed by your representatives that I was the initial challenger, which is not the case. You have to clarify things, otherwise false information is placed on Facebook, in comments. Now, when you chose the topic tawassul, you did not specify, do you mean by tawassul isti'ana, istighatha, istimdad, Is this not the case?
What's istimdad got to do with this?
You know,
Ista'ana, I get it. Istighatha, I get it.
istimdad.
What's istimdad?
Istimdad يعني madad. When they say madad ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, same issue. Isti'ana, istighatha. تجوه يعني السؤال بالجاه
نعم.
أو بالذات أو بالدعاء أو بالتبرك.
صحيح.
You did not specify. You just said tawassul. So when you said tawassul in Dar Makkah, which tawassul did you mean?
The one I meant.
To debate me on.
Okay, first of all, when I met you in Dar the Maktaba, for you and I both to discuss the issue of tawassul.
Which you chose.
Which I now, did I choose the tawassul?
Yes.
Did we choose?
Yes.
Okay, I chose the
Imran is affirming?
No, mashallah. Okay, I meant the one that means istighatha.
So you didn't specify at that time, and later on in your video you wanted me to specify which tawassul are you discussing, istighatha, isti'ana.
First of all, when I said to you tawassul, I didn't say after the Prophet's death or whilst the Prophet was alive.
I mentioned ba'da wafatihi.
So what do you mean by after ba'da wafatihi?
After the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away.
So what tawassul after the Prophet's death?
People can do tawassul bijahi.
So
they can say,
so
no.
now you're telling me it's bijahi.
No. Look, when you said tawassul, this term was mutlaq. There's no taqeed.
There is.
No,
the wafatihi is taqeed.
No. In Dar Makkah, you did not leave.
I said to you tawassul.
Tawassul.
And you said to me
yesterday.
You put a post up and you said ba'da wafatihi.
Not even in Dar Makkah, I said ba'da wafatihi.
You said it ba'da
Yes.
wafatihi. So what did you mean by ba'da wafatihi?
Exactly. You did not want specification in Dar Makkah, but you asked for specification yesterday. Do you understand where I'm coming from here?
So what's the problem?
The problem here is you waited so long until I had to call you out for a date, and then you wanted clarification. You should have contacted me beforehand to clarify because you chose the term. The problem here is you were the one who chose the subject tawassul. So, and you say now you meant istighatha. So if you knew you meant istighatha, why are you doing a lecture yesterday saying which type of tawassul do you follow? If you follow this type of tawassul, we agree.
Asrar Rashid, after we had the discussion in the maktaba, first of all, I don't know, I have this feeling that since I asked you to define tawassul, and knowing the shubuhat that the Berelvi and other groups bring forward regarding a tawassul, because their tawassul is so ambiguous, everything is under it, and if it's not clarified, they would use it for all and each and
I have
everyone.
no problem with that.
Let me finish, barakallah feek. I have the right, whether it's 5 months on the line, or it's in the maktaba the day we agree, just before the debate, I have the right to ask you, what are we?
No one is denying that. You have every right to ask. The problem I have is that you chose the subject.
If we look at the Quran,
listen, you met me, you said, I said, let's discuss al-asma wa sifat. You said, let's change the subject to tawassul, which you meant istighatha. Now you're saying you meant istighatha. But you left the term vague because you chose the subject. You should have specified at that time.
To say I chose the topic right now, it would be incorrect because you're the one who stipulated an additional point to it, which is بعد وفاة الرسول. I just said to you, listen, I just said to you,
why is istighatha في حياة الرسول استغاثة في حياة الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم شرك أكبر?
With 3 conditions. If there's 3 conditions there, now let me ask this question. If the Prophet ﷺ is hayyun, hadirun, bima yaqdiru alayh, it's not shirk akbar.
Exactly.
Do you agree to that?
Of course it's not shirk.
So you believe, okay. Do you believe?
Listen.
Can I ask you a question?
No, your questions are after.
Asrar
No, my questions first.
Asrar, that's unfair.
They're not. You agreed at the beginning.
You just asked me, look, you're asking me, was that question in your...
We're still on question 2. Let me finish up to question 5.
There's so many questions
because you are prolonging. All you have to do...
Just answer my question.
All you have to do, brother...
Do you believe that if the Prophet is not alive...
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, look, our mawqif, our position, I will explain after we fulfill the conditions.
No, but you believe, Asrar Rashid,
you're going against your word now.
Faddal here.
You're going against your word.
Faddal.
So look, question number 3. Point number 3. It's not.
I believe, Asrar, that you ran away from answering this question. Can I believe that? No?
No, because I'm giving you a chance to ask me that question openly. Everyone is present here after we have finished discussing these 5 points and the shara'i.
Because remember, it's a discussion. It's not an interview.
No, this is not a debate.
It feels like an interview. I'm the only one
who
asks
questions. It's not a debate. So look, you promised to get back to me after April. Is that not the case? So why did you delay so long until I had to press you for a debate?
Because I was traveling. I have commitments. I had other things to do. My wife gave birth to a kid. You want more details?
No, that's sufficient. Okay. Point number 4.
تفضل.
Safiur Rahman Mubarak Puri.
رحمه الله تعالى رحمة واسعة.
Passed away in the year 2006.
No.
Author of Al-Rahiq Al-Makhtoom. He also has a ta'liq on Bulugh Al-Maram.
عن تفسير ابن كثير يعني هذا مختصر.
These are the 2 works I have. So, the Shara'it al-Munadhara that he had conditions for debate, can you show me the original copy?
If you told me, I promise I would have brought it for you. Wallahi al-Azim.
What language is it in?
Urdu.
So who translated this?
I'll bring it for you. You translate it for yourself. If you don't find it in accordance to this contract, then la ba'sa tahurun inshallah. There's mushkila.
This translation was done by who?
I wrote it. Wallahi al-Azim, I wrote it.
So you translated it from Urdu?
It was translated for me.
It was translated for you?
Naam.
So how do you know it's precise?
Even if it's not precise, I like this contract. And I wanted to present it to you. إيش مشكلة?
Al-mushkila, that when you say adab al-bahath wal-munadhara, discussion, manners of discussion and debate, we need to debate ala shara'it as-salaf as-salihin.
Jameel.
Conditions of the pious predecessors.
But if the ulama of the sunnah are in agreement towards the salaf al-salihin, which Safiur Rahman al-Mubarak was, la bas inshallah we'll take it from them.
When you presented Mubarak Puri's conditions, I was
Allah
quite
said,
surprised.
وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ, those who follow them in good. And Shaykh Safiur Rahman followed the salaf in good.
In your own conditions here, in your own conditions, you laid down in these conditions that in our debate, I can only quote as-salafu salihun. I cannot quote later scholars.
Because you consider yourself a Muqallid.
See, again, in Dar Makkah when we met, you asked me about taqleed. What did I say to you?
I want you to say it publicly. So tell people.
Of course I'm
remember you said there's private and there's a public issue. Didn't you say that about the issue of Imam Asim?
Listen, no, taqleed.
What you told me in that maktaba, for me, I want the public to know.
Listen.
So you say it publicly, I'm not a Muqallid, I don't follow Ahmed Raza Khan.
Listen, let me say it.
Okay, fine.
You're going to the way Imran, you say, claim Imran doesn't speak for you.
Okay, speak for yourself, inshallah.
First thing, I'll clarify to everyone. Our principles of Usuluddin, which I consider myself an Ash'ari, not a Berelvi.
So you denounce,
the term, a term. The term Berelvi today is used as a pejorative term. I consider myself Ash'ari Sunni, and I have always considered myself Ash'ari. In the debate with Abdul Rahman Damishqi, I said to Abdul Rahman Damishqi, if you go to that debate, he asked, what creed do you have? And I said, Ash'ari, very clearly. The term Berelvi is used as a pejorative term by the pseudo Ahlul Hadith movement in the Indian subcontinent. Now me saying openly, which I have said in the past as well, I do not consider myself Berelvi. Bereli is a town in India. I have no connection to the town in terms of living in the town, so I do not term myself as a Berelvi.
What about
anyone who calls himself a Berelvi in terms of Aqidah, a sect, a new sect, is committing innovation. This is something I want to clarify. Secondly, our Ash'ari principles laid down by great scholars like Al-Imam Al-Juwayni and Al-Imam Muhammad bin Yusuf As-Sanusi rahimahullah make it very clear that taqleed, blind conformity in creed, is haram, is impermissible.
So you don't do it?
I said this to you in Dar Makkah. So when you mentioned afterwards taqleed of me being a Muqallid, let me finish. So taqleed, blind conformity in creed,
so why do you have to travel to London?
Haram.
Why do you have to travel to London to say that I'm not a Muqallid?
Your question time will come. Let me finish this clarification.
Asrar, it seems like you're just talking by yourself.
No, my position, because before, you see, you use the term pejoratively.
If you're not a Muqallid,
Berelvi, Ahlul Hadith versus Berelviya, when I do not consider myself Berelviya.
Okay, just you had the contract sent to you. All you
let
had
me
to
finish
do
this
is
point.
Just take that part out. You didn't have to travel to London to do that.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
The contract was too long for me to go on a computer and edit and use Word. Like you, I'm not good with technology. You said in your debate with Abul Bara, I'm not good with technology. So I had to come here and pencil in physically with a pen and show you what I disagree with. Third point is taqleed. I believe taqleed is permissible in some masail far'iyya for people who do not have qudra, ability to do ijtihad. And this is where I say, in this day and age, taqleed is limited to al-madhahib al-arba'a. If a man wishes, he can follow al-Imam Ahmed. If a man wishes, he can follow al-Imam Abu Hanifa. In masail far'iyya, which are mukhtalaf fiha, not mujma' alayha. Like, how many fara'id are there in wudu? The Shafi'i say 6. The Hanafi say 4. This is mas'ala ijtihadiyya. Taqleed in this is permissible.
But Asrar Rashid, khulasatul qawl. You believe in the view of the Asha'ira, which is that taqleed in usul al-din is not allowed.
Impermissible, haram.
Impermissible.
And according to a group of scholars, I just need to clarify this.
Yeah.
According to a group of
Problem.
scholars,
The Asha'ira believe that.
according to a group of scholars, a minority of scholars, if someone does taqleed in aqeedah, he dies on kufr. But I don't follow that
So
position.
do you believe the qawl of the Asha'ira, which is, even though this is off topic right now, and that's not what we're here
But
for.
it needs clarification.
No, but this is, even though it's off topic, you said you don't believe taqleed in al-aqeedah. So my question to you is, then do you believe in the view of the Asha'ira, which is shak and nazar comes before taking the aqeedah? Because the Asha'ira believe, as brothers you need to know, Ahlul Sunnah and Asha'ira both come together on the issue
When
of...
he uses the term Ahlul Sunnah, he means Salafi movement.
No,
This is different to...
let me finish.
Because the term Ahlul Sunnah...
You can use it if you want, and I can use it if you want. Okay?
Will you confuse everyone?
No, but you got the right to use it, and when you use it, people know why you're using it, and don't say it for me, inshallah. Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, when they use the word taqleed is haram in aqeedah, and the Asha'ira who also came and said haram, taqleed is haram in aqeedah, don't think to yourself that they're both the same. Ahlul Sunnah believe that taqleed, blind following, in aqeedah is not allowed because you have to take the kitab and the sunnah. Those are your evidences. Al-Asha'ira, when they say they don't believe taqleed in aqeedah, mean you have to have doubt first. Doubt Allah's existence.
This is not the position.
You have the right to respond and say, I don't believe that.
No, that position is not, you're not doing correct.
Abu Muqallid Juwayni mentioned that. Fakhruddin al-Razi mentioned that. Sayfuddin al-Amidi mentions that. Abu Hamid al-Ghazali mentions that. Let me finish. If you believe that, that's you. Asrar Rashid.
They don't say it's shak is wajib.
Asrar Rashid, barakallah fiqh. I have the right to put something forward, and you have the right to say, I go against the ru'us al-Asha'ira. Because Ash'ariyya stand on Fakhruddin al-Razi, Abu Bakr ibn Fawrak, Sayfuddin al-Amidi, and these are the men.
Shall I correct that?
Abu Muqallid Juwayni.
Have you read what the likes of Imam Muhammad bin Yusuf al-Sunusi in Al-Kubra?
Akhi, they teach.
1 minute. Umdatu Ahli Tawfiq.
Ibrahim al-Laqani, Abu Bayjuri.
Let me finish. Laqani is after and Bayjuri is after.
They explain the book of Sunusi.
They correct the musamahat of whom? Of Baqilani, the musamahat of Al-Razi, the musamahat of different scholars. Is this not the case? For instance, if you check...
No,
books
Asrar,
like...
Asrar,
let me finish this point.
It's unfair that I brought a point forward. It's unfair.
I'm clarifying your point.
No,
in Al-Iqtisad, for instance, Al-Iqtisad of Imam... Let me finish this point. Because what you've done...
Asrar, min bab al-ihtiram. Out of respect, I just put a point forward. And it's unfair that my point will be dismissed. I just said clearly that you said you don't do taqleed in aqeedah.
Yes.
I'm clearly asking you, what do you mean you don't do taqleed in aqeedah?
I'm clarifying. Let me clarify.
Let me finish. Do you mean that you have shak and doubt in your aqeedah first?
No.
And then you take the kitab?
I've made it very clear to you.
So you don't believe that?
Listen.
You don't believe that?
Let me say, you know, this naqal, this copying of the position of the Sha'ira which you've done is incorrect. It's like me quoting Al-Hawadith la awwala laha of Ibn Taymiyyah. You know the position he has, Al-Hawadith la awwala laha.
I feel like, wallahi, Shaykh Asrar Rashid, to be honest, I feel like we're not
You want
talking
me to
about...
move?
I don't think we're here, we're talking about what we came for.
We'll go to the conditions. Let me just finish this.
Wallahi, it's...
So Safiur Rahman's conditions,
what's Safiur Rahman? What's his conditions? Got to do with the...
we will get to that. I just wanted to clarify with you that these conditions are not based on the conditions of a Salafus Salihun, they're based on a recent scholar. When we go through the conditions now, when we go through these conditions, this last final point will become clear why I've pointed this out. Let's start looking through the conditions.
Jameel.
Yes, first page. Give me the first page. Is this relevant?
This is an introduction.
What's the introduction? Show me.
Well, faddal.
In case there's a clause that it is well known in the science of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Introduction. It is well known in the science of debating fiqhul munadhara that a document...
Do you believe there's a fiqh al-munadhara?
Adab al-Bahth wal-Munadhara, is this what you mean?
Yeah, do you believe that exists?
Yes, of course.
Do you believe it's a science out there?
It's a bid'ah.
Do you believe
Is it a bid'ah?
It's not bid'ah, lughatan. Lughatan.
Bid'ah lughatan, okay.
La shar'an.
Okay.
But do you believe there's a fun that exists?
Of course, like Nahw.
Like Nahw exists.
Yes.
So why are you
Which is also a bid'ah.
So why are you looking at it through the Salaf?
Everything.
Do you say Imam al-Shafi'i, Imam Umar ibn Khattab will come and say Mubtada is marfu', Khabar is marfu'?
I'll tell you why.
The Arab said,
later on,
لست بنحوي يلوك لسانه ولكني سليقي أقول فأعرب.
I'll tell you why.
So the reason for you to deceive.
You want me to answer your question?
To say, first of all, to say to the people that
after you ask the question, don't give a speech.
No, let me just. I haven't finished my question. My question is a bit longer than normal. The question that's out here right now is, you said that the Salaf al-Salih, this contract they didn't have. Sahih? My point is to you is, first of all, this is called fiqh al-bahth wal-munadhara. Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali did not have this science because they naturally knew these things.
Sayyidina Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu anhuma.
هذا هو السليقي. I said it to you. أصول الفقه.
I've not said to you.
أول من ألف في الكتب. Let me finish. أول من ألف في الكتب.
Again,
let me finish.
Look, you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
You're making it seem I'm disagreeing with the adab al-bahth.
No, but for you to...
I've said to you I agree with the adab al-bahth. Let me finish this. There was no i'tirad. What was the i'tirad?
You're saying to the listeners who are listening to you right now, the Salaf al-Salih did not know this contract. First
no,
of all,
I did not say. I said to you, I asked you, did as-Salaf al-Salihun have adab al-bahth wal-munadhara? You said it's like Nahw. And I continued reading. And then you took that as an i'tirad. Okay, look.
Was it not i'tirad?
No, it's a question.
You pushed the contract aside by making the listeners think that the Salaf...
No, I was addressing you, not the listeners. Look, I'm throughout. I'm not... I'm looking at you. Look. Bismillah.
But just so that point is clear.
Of course, look.
Inshallah. So, and in this
the greatest books on adab al-bahth wal-munadhara have been written by Asha'ira.
No,
you know this.
No, it's not necessarily.
Everything you do is a copy from Asha'ira. Tadrib al-Rawi, Asha'ira. مقدم الصلاة الشاعرة إراقي أشعري.
We have to agree. We have to agree first.
أهل الحديث أصول الحديث أشعري.
That's استدراج.
This is okay. Look, that a document with conditions for the proceedings is agreed upon by both parties so as to avoid complications. True. Confusions and misunderstandings that may arise. The conditions below are based on the famous debate that took place on the 23rd and 26th of October 1978 in Banaras, India, between Allama Safihur Rahman Mubarak Puri from the Ahlul Hadith and Mustafa Qadri. I don't know who Mustafa Qadri is. From the Berelvis.
Now you know, inshallah.
No, I've never heard of, meaning I don't know his biography.
But you've heard of him?
No, never. From you now. First time. He's majhul.
To you.
مجهول العين.
لا كيف حاتك
مجهول العين. He's unknown.
To you. So because you don't know.
Do you know his biography? Do you know his biography?
No, I'm asking you. Before you jump to that, there's another question. You just said مجهول العين.
Yes.
مجهول العين. You can't claim it if you've مجهول العين. بارك الله فيك Sheikh Asrar.
Can you pull out his biography?
That's the second question.
Do you know his biography?
That's the second question. We're going to move to that. No problem. Ask me.
Okay.
But you just said he's مجهول العين.
Yes.
He's not known.
Yes.
So have you asked all these people if they know?
Do any of you brothers know Mustafa Qadri?
No, but before you ask them now...
Is it Mustafa Qadri?
Before you move to asking them, you've just given a hukum.
Yes, I said it's majhul al-ain, meaning he's unknown. What is majhul al-ain? Majhul al-ain is when you don't know his date of birth, you don't know his date of death.
No, it's when the scholars of hadith, all of them don't know him.
Which Ahlul Hadith is sitting here?
No, but
you are the Ahlul Hadith, so tell me.
No, it's not that. But you gave a hukum prior to even asking. This is the question. This is the issue, Asrar, and I think this is the whole problem of why the issues might get wrong in your mind.
This is why we're here to clarify. This is why we're here to clarify. Page by page, shway. We'll get there.
I'm asking you to be patient, to not give a ruling without having tathabbut.
Okay.
Verification.
Okay. Look.
Tafaddal.
I'm asking, do you know Mustafa Qadri's biography, brother?
Yes, we do know him.
Okay, where was he born?
He was in India. Safir Rahman Barakufuri met him twice in a debate in the issue of التوصل والوسيلة. They had an issue on علم الغيب. The munadhara is 42 recorded. It's مجلد ضخم كبير.
No, video. Is it recorded on video?
لا, it's كتب.
It's written.
It's written. So if you want the debate, inshallah ta'ala, so we don't...
Can I say something about written debate? Without being rude. Look,
okay, I agree with you. First of all,
remember Sheikh al-Buti and Sheikh al-Albani.
Did you listen to the debate?
Remember when...
Did you listen to the debate?
Wait. Muhammad Eid al-Abbasi released a verse transcript of that debate. Muhammad Sa'id Ramadan al-Buti rahimahullah released a version of that debate in his book Al-Madhabiyya. So many people relied on those transcripts of those debates until the audio came out. The audio is available now. So this is why I ask regarding, is it recorded? Because the one who writes the transcript could be biased. But here, Mustafa Qadri, I am not familiar with him. But
yeah, that's min bab al-tawarru'.
No.
That's good to say, I don't know him.
no, so I don't know whether his
لا
position
بأس إن شاء
would
الله.
be the same as my position or not.
Jameel, صحيح.
History documented that this debate ended with the meaning. You mean by the history documented, meaning this book that was written,
The book is
Al-Mujallad al-Dakhm, that this debate ended with the
don't say
forfeit
مجلد الضخم, say مجلد ضخم.
بالسكون الخاء. We're not
Now the way I said it is fair, you transmitted the way.
المجلد الضخم. Okay, I'll speak proper Arab now. Okay, look. See, when we say aktub, but we know it's uktub, but people say aktub, you know, just
No, both of them-
عامية.
No, both of them are different. One is فعل أمر, one is فعل ماضي مضارع. What's the difference?
No, أكتب بسكون الباء. أكتب هذا خطأ.
صحيح.
Okay, look. That this debate ended with the forfeiting of the Berelvis and leaving the victory with the Ahlul Hadith. Please note that this document be signed and delivered with all the relevant requests for information within 24 hours of being published. So this, within 24 hours of being published, I was given 24 hours to answer this. Okay, that's finished now, but because I'm here to look at the contract. Can I see the next page, please? And you know, when you say Ahlul Hadith, do you mean the likes of Al-Imam Sulaiman bin Al-Ash'af, Abu Dawood, At-Tirmidhi, Muhammad bin Isa At-Tirmidhi, these quality of scholars? Is this who you mean? So Saharanpuri, not Saharanpuri, Mubarakpuri for you is a scholar who is on the
room of Ahlul Hadith.
on the same manhaj as those Ahlul Hadith scholars. Is this the what's on the next page?
Oh, here it is.
Are those pages relevant?
No, it's all them introductions.
Okay. So this, you base this on a translation which you're happy with the translation. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. This contract is concluded by and between Abdul Rahman Hassan, hereafter referred to as first debater. Any reason for why you're first? Is it because you challenged?
No, I just wrote my name first.
Okay. Asrar Rashid, hereafter referred to as second debater. Abu Taymiyyah, which is the brother here.
Yeah.
Here in after referred to as first vice debater. Now, what is the role of the vice debater? Do you know the term vice doesn't sound good? Is that correct term? Vice debater. Okay. What is the role of the vice debater?
When you said it wasn't a good word.
Vice alone doesn't sound good.
Why doesn't it sound good?
It means a sin. A vice debater.
Only Asrar will cover that.
Okay, look. Someone said Hanafi logic. I've become Shafi'i. Okay, look. You want me to fill in who I choose? If I agree to this contract, inshallah, I will, my vice.
Who is he?
Inshallah, that brother there, Muhammad Rashid, or maybe any other brother who's
Inshallah.
in our team.
Is Brother Yasin around?
Yes, he's around.
MashaAllah.
I've not contacted him about this, but you want him to come?
Should I call him out?
No, we won't do the same dramatics. Okay, look. All debaters and vice debaters must strictly adhere to the rules and regulations set in this contract, mashallah, including that of maintaining satisfactory punctuality, which you've seen I'm good with, alhamdulillah.
Can't judge it on one or two.
Attendance and the upkeep of manners. Number 2, okay, this is fine. Yes, this shart is fine. I'm going to keep ticking what shart I agree with.
You're going to agree with more, so it's better that you tick the ones that you disagree, because the ones you agree with are inshallah going to be more.
Okay, all debaters and vice debaters agreed that there are 2 objectives for the debate. Firstly, to establish proofs against one another in regards to the discussion at hand. Second, to eradicate any doubts brought forth. The debate will take place in private venue where it will be recorded and uploaded on the internet without distortion of or manipulation of the debate. The same with these videos, inshallah. Do you want to put live stream in that? I think you should. With live stream. So put in live stream.
So can you, what point?
Point number 3.
Okay, can you do it for me?
I'll fill it in here. If you
does it have to be a condition?
no, but it's permissible, meaning if it's mubah.
Okay. مباح is a حكم شرعي لكن.
Yes. Okay, look.
شركاء شرعي.
I mean it لغة, like you said, bid'ah لغة.
What's إباحة لغة?
Permissible. Okay, look.
Ibaha doesn't mean لغة permissibility.
What does it mean?
Ibaha comes from the word يبوح is
To say with your...
لا is إذاعة, is to spread something.
Okay, look.
So what's that got to do with?
We're not going to go into manqul shar'i, manqul...
No, but you're saying لغة and...
Let me just move on, look.
Zamakhshari, he said ولم أبوح به.
Zamakhshari the Mu'tazili.
He said لم أبوح به أي المذهبي. I'm not going to spread my madhab to the people.
Okay,
أبوح.
look.
لغة.
Look. Live stream and... now, you know, initially you phoned me and you said you want the debate in public. Remember on Sunday?
Yes.
Why have you changed?
Safety, for your safety.
My safety.
No, mine.
I don't fear from the brothers. Alhamdulillah.
No, it's not that.
Look, they're smiling. MashaAllah.
No, it's for your safety and for my safety.
Your safety, MashaAllah, is guaranteed by me.
Inshallah ta'ala.
All right, look. Representing the Ahlul Hadith will be the first debater and the first vice debater, you two brothers. Representing the Berelvis. Now this term has to be changed.
Underline it.
The representing...
But I don't agree you're an Ash'ari.
I write Sunnis.
No, I don't consider, I don't agree.
So I don't agree with calling you Ahlul Hadith.
Okay, Jameel, I agree, mashallah.
So shall I write representing... Should we change Ahlul Hadith?
Because I don't know what Ash'ariyah has got to do with the word istighatha. Ash'a'ira asalatan, they don't have istighatha issues.
Okay, look. We'll discuss that in the debate. Representing the Sunnis.
No, I don't consider you Sunni.
I'm putting in Sunnis. You'll have to change this.
No, I'm going to maybe say
in
party.
the debate, you can say the brothers who call themselves Sunnis.
First party, second party.
Okay, first party.
Let's
cross out Ahlul. You see, I don't...
Yeah, claimant and respondent.
I don't want to cross out Ahlul Hadith. I'll put a circle.
Brothers, you can write the, mashallah, contracts. Why do you have to travel to London?
My solicitor came with me for this reason. Okay, look. Because you asked for personal information, I thought, mashallah, these brothers... Paranoia.
We said Data Protection Act.
Subhanallah. Even my workplace hasn't asked for Data Protection Act. Okay, look. Representing Ahlul Hadith, I've put in a circle, meaning you have to take this out. So first party will be the first debater and the first vice debater. Representing the Sunnis, but we'll put second party.
Anyways, wherever it says Berelvi or Sunni, we'll take it out, inshallah.
Will be and Ahlul Hadith. You put first party, second party. Will be the second debater and the second vice debater. The second debater and the second vice debater claim the permissibility calling upon the Prophet's awliya, peers and martyrs either by the... See, I did not say calling an awliya, peers and martyrs.
But do you see the permissibility of that?
No, the thing is, I don't call the people who do that mushrik straight away. It depends on how they call upon them. Why do they call upon them?
Expand on that more.
I will expand on it if I was debating the issue. I'm not going to expand on it.
Why?
Because it needs tafsil and tahqiq.
But you don't see the permissibility of it?
No, I'm not saying it's haram.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I do tawaqquf on each individual case.
What about as a hukum am?
Hukum am, it cannot be given as hukum am.
Kayf?
Meaning,
Kayf, how?
If you see an old woman by a grave and she says, Ya Shaykh, ud'u li, oh Shaykh, pray for me, you would have to go up to the old lady and say, and as Ahmed al-Shatti rahimahullah did, Hanbali Shaykh of Syria, when Muhammad bin Abdul Wahab sent him the Kitab al-Tawheed, he said, you give nasiha to the woman, you teach her Tawheed, you tell her madad is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not from the man in the grave. So each case needs specific fatwa. But here...
Asrar, this is very ajib for you to say that there's no general ruling. Ruling only revolves around...
See,
Asrar, let me finish.
Only someone with a very shallow mind would see things in black and white. There's always issues of grey in between.
That's what I'm asking you, Asrar. I said to you, everything has a general ruling, and then...
See, we were referred to as Quburiyun.
But Asrar, you're not letting me finish my point.
No.
Can I finish my point?
Go on.
I said to you, you're saying that there's no general ruling. The ruling only revolves around each individual. I don't know where that comes from.
No. When you specify takfir, kufr, or when you say some ishraq billah, someone has committed shirk, if you see common lay Muslims doing tawaf of graves or doing sajda to graves, I will not do tasarru' ila takfirihim.
But you believe the action is kufr akbar? So you give the action a general takfir. So no.
Even sajda to a grave, ala hasab niyya. For instance, if the person is asked, did you do the sajda ta'zeeman? He says, I've done it ta'zeeman, not ibadatan. We say you done haram kabir.
No,
this is the position of Dhahabi.
No, but the point I'm trying to say to you is, the issue of sujood al-shukr or whatnot, I heard it, mashallah, you brought it to Abdul Rahman al-Salafi in the debate of the tawassul. But that's besides the point. I'm asking you, does an issue have a hukum am, but maybe there's an istithna on a particular act or a particular individual?
Hukum am would be if someone calls upon anyone,
so
istiqlalan min Allah.
So do you believe?
Istiqlalan min Allah, meaning independently from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they commit shirk and kufr.
How? What do you mean? Expand on that.
If someone is asked, why do you ask this person for help? They say, this person helps me without qudratullah, without the divine will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
But again, Asrar, you're coming back to the point, which is you're giving the ruling pertaining onto a particular act. I'm asking you, is there a general rule? You're saying, you just said to me, it's not haram, it's not kufr.
No. I didn't say that. Listen.
Let me finish.
I'm saying in specific cases,
do you believe calling onto the awliya is it permissible? Is it permissible?
Listen, do you believe it's kufr?
Kufr akbar.
Okay.
Begging the awliya in the graves is kufr
If
akbar.
someone says, I believe this man is able to help me biqudratillah, with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
No, but at first, you see my point, first of all. I
understand your point,
no,
but the thing is,
Asrar.
see, you know when we're doing sharaitul munazara here, conditions of munazara, we agreed initially.
I'm here to get to know you. I'm here to know what you believe. So when I discuss the issues with you, I wrote this knowingly that you wrote the tawassul over the process and death. But I put this here for a reason. You know why I put this here for a reason?
Why?
Because I want you to tell me I don't believe it, and I want to ask you why you don't believe it, and I want you to tell me, expand on it. So listen, Asrar. So we are ala bayyinatin min al-amr. We are upon clarity.
Listen.
That Asrar believes this is kufr akbar. Asrar believes this is a sin.
I've told you very clearly.
Because I believe you believe istighatha is not shirk akbar. Sahih?
Listen, tafsilan. You want tafsil? Tafsil would be that if someone calls upon anyone istiqlalan min Allah, independently of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does not believe.
Where do you bring this istiqlalan min Allah from?
I'll tell you how.
Is there if istiqlal, if you say the mafhum is going to be then tabi'iyan?
Look, are you saying mutlaqan, unrestrictedly the dead cannot help? Is that what you believe? Unrestrictedly.
Unrestrictedly. لا ينفع ولا يضر.
Okay.
حتى, let me finish. I'm going to add more to it for you. Let me say it.
Go on.
حتى كفار of Quraysh didn't believe that. And anyone who believes, let me finish. Anybody who believes that the dead ينفع ويضر, he has not fallen into shirk in uluhiyya only, but he fell into.
Okay, let me ask you a question on this. When the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam.
But now that I've answered the question, nice.
I'm asking you.
No, look, Asrar, look, everybody, you guys all heard, right? Did I answer that question?
When the Prophet
did I give a clear answer on that issue?
Listen.
I'm now returning back to you, and I
will answer. Listen.
But you're jumping to another question.
No. It's related. Yeah? It's related.
No, don't interfere.
When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ascended to the sixth heaven, who did he meet? Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam interceded on behalf of this nation and reduced the number of prayers from 50 to 5 when the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went back, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the judgment that the prayers should be reduced to 5. Did Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam benefit this ummah or not?
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question.
You answer the question.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question.
No, answer the question.
Now I'm going to answer the question. With the condition, with the condition. Let me finish, barakallah feek.
Don't make your answer mashroot, please.
No, because I asked you 2 questions, you never answered it. You want me to answer 1 question?
I answered, as far as I'm concerned. If you're not satisfied with the answer...
No, you never answered it.
You're not satisfied with the answer.
No, you never gave no answer. Okay, now I'm going to answer that question for you that you asked. Nabiullah Musa is alive hayatun barzakhiyya. Pay attention to this point, brothers. The hayat is 2 types. Hayat dunyawi and hayat barzakhi means the person's alive in their graves like the shuhada, like the prophets. Hayat barzakhi.
So can they benefit?
Let me finish. They are hayat barzakhi. The knowledge pertaining to their lives is not of that which is the dunya. And I have the answers for that question on the issue of the debate. I have the Faharis of Sarim al-Munki, Al-Istighatha by Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah, Hadm al-Manara, which is a refutation of Mahmoud Sa'id Mamduh.
Again, no, you're going against...
No, okay, I just answered the question.
You're going against your Sharait al-Manazara. You know how, by quoting a Sarim al-Munki, Ibn Abdul Hadi,
no, I'm not going to
we're going to stick to Salaf.
I'm going to quote their evidence. That's what I just said to you.
But the hadith I quoted is in Sahih Muslim, and I asked you a simple question. Is Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, has Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam passed away from the earth?
Yes, he's dead.
Okay. Did he benefit the ummah or not?
He in that which he interceded for the ummah?
Yes.
Naam.
Okay, so Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, who is dead, you use the word dead, has benefited the ummah. So this goes against what you said.
I just said he lives in hayat. No, I just said Barakallah Feek.
Subhanallah.
Have you understood my point?
Have you brothers understood what's just happened?
I've just said to him, he lives a hayatul barzakhiyya.
Akhi, you said he's mayyit. And you said previously, you said the mayyit does not benefit anyone who says the mayyit benefits is commit shirk akbar. I said, now I've answered your two questions.
Okay, now
I said that this is not mutlaq. You cannot make a general judgment. You have to get very specific.
Who specifies it?
Al-Quran wa Sunnah.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask a question. For me to go to Abdul Qadir al-Jilani, let me finish, and to say because Nabiullah Musa there's an evidence for him, then I can use it for Abdul Qadir al-Jilani. I can use it for Ahmed al-Badawi because there's evidence for them. هل هذا يصح في عقلك?
Okay.
I'm asking you a question now. Answer my question.
I'm answering. You previously mentioned hukm mutlaq, unrestricted judgment. Anyone who says the dead benefit is committed a shirk al-akbar. Now you've made an exception. You've said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam benefited the ummah. And you said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is mayyit, dead. And then you said he has hayat barzakhiyya. Everyone has hayat barzakhiyya.
Did you get my point?
Listen.
Now I'm asking a question.
Now that you've made an exception, you know, look, usul al-fiqh. When you have a mutlaq and you make a takhsis.
No.
Listen.
Who said mutlaq and takhsis have something to do with each other?
Taqeed, sorry. When you have mutlaq or aam and you make takhsis.
I don't do takhsis. Allah makes takhsis.
Listen. Of course the nas makes takhsis.
So you say you, it sounds like I'm doing it.
It means that the mujtahid, when he does istinbat, all right, I'm going to go into...
Be very delicate in what you say,
I am being... Because
you're making me like a legislator now. It's worrying.
No, you're not shari'. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is shari'. But what I'm saying, you made a mutlaq, or let's say, aam judgment. Now you've made a takhsis al-fard. How you done takhsis al-fard is that you said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam did benefit this nation.
Don't say I said it. This is the mistake that you're going to.
No, you accepted.
I brought you an ayah. I'm bringing you ayah. لا تسمعوا دعاءكم ولو سمعوا ما استجابوا لكم ويوم القيامة يكفرون بشرككم ولا
Let me finish. Digressing again.
أخي, let me finish. بارك الله فيك.
I haven't even finished my point about Am. I said to you
because I brought an ayah.
No, not
because I brought an ayah to you.
So the fact that Sayyidina Musa...
So we're going to take this ayah.
We don't deny the ayah.
So what did the ayah say? What did the ayah say? What did the ayah say?
Does the ayah contradict Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam benefit?
Is it
tanaqud between the ayah and the hadith?
For you to ask that question would mean that I said that, and I didn't say that.
So
I'm saying Allah said, لا يسمعوا دعاكم. The dead, they don't hear your dua. Allah says, وَلَوْ سَمِعُوا. If the dead could hear your dua, مَا اسْتَجَابُوا لَكُمْ. They can't reply to your help. وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And the day of judgment, يَكْفُرُونَ. They will disbelieve بِشِرْكِكُم.
Okay.
So
Sayyidina Musa,
let me finish.
1 minute. Sayyidina Musa, let me finish. Let's not have a preaching session. Listen.
No, but I'm asking you, Asrar Rashid, are we here to debate about the topic? Because wallahi, I have the books.
I have to be specific. Look.
But do you believe that
Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam...
I answered that point.
No, you haven't, because now you've said...
I want you to take this ayah...
On the day of judgment...
I want you to take this ayah...
On the day of judgment... Listen.
On the day of judgment... I won't answer that point.
On the day of judgment...
I won't answer that point.
On the day of judgment... You said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam benefited.
Sorry, it's going to be a bit rude now. Because I just brought an ayah for you in Surah Fatir.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, I'm asking...
Regarding the ayah. I'm answering regarding the ayah.
Okay.
You've said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam benefited this ummah. According to that ayah,
he did not. First of all, let's correct your statements. Nabiullah Musa advised the Prophet that which he needs to do with Allah. Nabiullah Musa did not reduce the prayer for us. Nabiullah Musa.
Benefited the ummah.
Let me finish. Barakallah fiqh.
Nafa'. You said,
let me-
la yanfa'u wa la yadur.
Akhi, let me finish.
And we're saying
Let me
here,
finish.
yanfa'u, he benefited the
Akhi,
ummah. Did he
Asrar,
benefit the ummah? You
Can I-
said yes.
Can I ask? Can
You said, la yanfa'u wa la yadur.
Okay, but what are you talking about? You're talking about naf and dur. That's directly from this person. Did Musa alayhi directly benefit the Prophet? Or did he advise him what to do and Allah benefited him alayhi salatu wasalam and gave him less prayer? You're saying, listen.
It's غير معقول.
Akhi, let me finish.
I
Let
tell
me
you
finish,
what-
Asrar. Nah, let me finish. Listen.
I don't want you to make a whole stretch
No,
of a
it's not
sentence
Asrar,
until
because-
you take
no.
up the time and then people say he's not answering.
Asrar, the point is, I'll give you a promise. Just understand one point. Nabiullah Musa's issue moves from the person to the grave, and you say to him, the person in the grave, can you give me this? Can you give me children? Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, He said in the Quran, to the disbelievers,
The wali doesn't give a child. Aliyadhu billah.
He doesn't give a child.
No.
So why? Why,
Okay, listen.
does he not benefit?
Listen.
Does he not benefit?
Listen. I'm going to talk calmly.
So how did you restrict the benefit?
Listen. I'm saying to you, I initially said to you, you cannot give mutlaq judgment. You have to be specific. This is what I said initially. You disagreed with me. You said, how can you be specific? You must give a general judgment. Then you contradicted that. How you contradicted that is you said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is mayyit, and previously you said no mayyit la yanfa' wa la yadur. You said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is mayyit wa yanfa'.
Yeah.
Previously you said a mayyit la yanfa' wa la yadur. Yes? Then you said Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is mayyit and nafa'a, he benefited. So this contradicts your previous statement.
Okay, can I answer that for you?
Go on.
Nabiullah Musa, did he benefit the ummah directly? He gave them something. Yes or no? Ya Ummat al-Islam. Answer
So
this question.
I'll answer your question.
Akhi, I just
I'll answer your question.
It's a yes or a no answer.
No, it's not a yes or no. I'll
La
answer your
ilaha
question. Listen, you have sabr. In adab al-bahath, you need sabr.
But sabr is different from dhul and humiliation.
Okay, look. No, there's no dhillah here. Listen.
Yeah, you're not answering the question.
I'll answer your question. Look.
Okay.
Now, you've made it specific. You've said the mayyit can benefit the ummah indirectly. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam benefited the ummah indirectly. Is this what you believe?
Okay, can I explain it to you now?
Go on.
Okay. First of all, do you believe there's a difference between the two issues that you're bringing? The person if you bring that argument on the table and say Nabiullah Musa benefited the ummah, then the mustaghith, and now I realize that you believe istighatha is permissible. He will come to the wali and say, Wali.
No, your induction there is incorrect.
How is it incorrect?
Finish your question and I'll explain.
The wali in the grave. The wali who is in the grave.
And prophets.
Or the
And
prophets.
prophets.
And the prophets. If I ask them for children, basing on the hadith that you just brought from Nabiullah Musa, why are you not letting me use that for as evidence?
Use what as evidence?
I go to the grave, the wali in the grave, and I'll say, Sheikh, give me children, I want children. And benefit me.
A man goes to a grave and he asks the person
Is Muhammad Yusuf here?
inside of the grave.
Where's Muhammad?
Are you listening? He asks the person inside of the grave for a child. This person, if he is asked,
and you just said right now, Musa benefited and he harmed. So I'm asking you
he never harmed.
No, okay, he benefited. So this person can
And
say...
you also said he benefited.
Let me finish.
You also said he benefited. You accepted this.
And I'm asking you now.
Subhanallah, you accepted it.
I'm asking you a question.
Then you put a clause indirectly.
I'm asking you a question right now. Nabiullah Musa, why are you saying that this sheikh in the grave right now can't give me children? You just said no, he can't. Why can't
he can't.
Why can't he?
Because
why can't he
I'll tell you my position.
What's the...
Sayyiduna Musa alayhi salam benefiting the ummah, as you agreed,
even that they
is from Nas.
Even that they didn't answer the ayah that I told you.
It's from Nas. It's from a textual stipulation that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam benefited this ummah. You've placed the clause indirectly. That's fine. As for a person going to a wali, this person is basing his judgment on dhann. There is no nas for this. So the person can be mistaken. He goes to the grave and he asks, and the person cannot benefit him. And I said to you, we have to be very specific with each case. If the old woman, when she goes to the grave, you say to her, you are asking this man in the grave, he can't benefit you because he's passed away, he's in barzakh. She says, oh, I believe Allah has given him qudra to help me. The qudra is makhluq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given qudra like He has given you and me qudra. This woman will not be declared a mushrika. Why? Because she is mukhti'ah.
So what she do? Why is she at the grave for?
Because of jahl, ignorance.
No, listen to this, brothers. Wallahi, this point is very...
No, don't talk to the brothers. Talk to me, please.
Okay,
if you want to preach, I'll start preaching to them as well.
Okay, but are you going to listen in order to me?
I am listening.
Okay, pay attention.
But don't go on for too long.
No, wallahi.
Because we lose...
Okay, get this point. Very important.
Because, look, we're still stuck on this shart. Why are you adamant? When I'm saying to you, I will debate you upon calling upon... the wording is incorrect. The wording is correct. Why? Look, first wording, calling upon the Prophet. Can you say, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah, with the intention that the angels will transmit that salam? Is that permissible according to you? Because that's calling.
Okay,
if you say now, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah.
We're going to have to agree on the issue of nida. Let me finish.
Just answer that question, please.
Can I just finish a point? Wallahi, I'll come to it. We're going to come to that point, okay? That's not just one point, one after the other, so we don't open so many doors. I'm now asking you a question, which is, the kuffar of Quraysh, they never believed, in their right mind, they never believed that the amwat who are in the graves can harm Allah. Allah clearly mentions in the Quran, لا يسمعوا دعاءكم. They can't hear your dua. Allah then says, وَلَوْ سَمِعُوا. If the dead were to hear even your dua, if they heard it, Allah says, مَسْتَجَابُوا لَكُمْ.
Okay.
Let me finish, barakallah feek. Let me finish.
You mentioned something, that's very important.
Okay,
you said the verse doesn't allude to the Quraysh not believing this. The verse doesn't allude to that.
Can I just put one point out?
How do you do ithbat?
Can I just bring out... Look,
no, leave the books, because we're here to do... See, I never brought books.
That's up to you. You asked the question.
SubhanAllah, you need the books now.
No, I need a book, of course.
SubhanAllah. If I had known you were going to bring out books, I would have brought my library from...
Sarar, you asked the point. I'm just going to give you the ayah. There's an ayah that slipped my mind. I'm just going to quickly give you the ayah.
Can you place a jug of water here, please? Al-madad with the water, bring the water. It's not shirk billah to ask. Which book is that?
Inshallah, you'll find out the day of the debate, inshallah. Listen to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala says about the kuffar of Quraysh. He says, وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ وَيَقُولُونَ هَؤُلَاءِ شُفَعَاؤُنَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ قُلْ أَتُنَبِّئُونَ اللَّهَ بِمَا لَا يَعْلَمُ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَلَا فِي الْأَرْضِ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى عَمَّا يُشْرِكُونَ. Pay attention to this ayah. It's very important.
This ayah contradicts your claim.
Let me finish. Please, wallahi, if you give me a time, 2 minutes.
We can't have too much time.
2 minutes.
Unless you want to time. Shall we start timing?
Just 2 minutes.
Do you want to start timing?
Okay,
because
barakallah feek. Just time us then. Give me 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Here we have kuffar of Quraysh are clearly asked an ayah in the Quran. Allah says to them, قُلْ مَنْ يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Ask the kuffar of Quraysh and say to them, who is the one who provides from you from the heavens and the earth? أَمَّنْ يَمْلِكُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارِ. Who is the one who controls your hearing and your seeing? وَمَنْ يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ. Who is the one who brings the dead out of the grave? وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. And brings the dead out of that one alive. Different aqwal the ulama bring out of it. The kafir from the Muslim, from the kafir. This is what some of the mufassirin said. وَمَنْ يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرِ. Who is the one who controls the affairs? فَسَيَقُولُونَ اللَّهِ. They will say to you, Allah does all of that. They believed all of these were Allah is controlling. Running the world, giving, taking away, controlling was in the hands of Allah. Then the Prophet was told to say to them, فَقُلْ أَفَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. Should you not fear him? So what's the problem with kuffar of Quraysh? Kuffar of Quraysh singled Allah in all the actions that Allah does. Whether it's ad-dar, harming, etc. They gave that to the Prophet, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Where's the problem from them? The issue that they had, which now you find in the mustaghithin, the grave worshippers, is they came with two problems. When they went to the graves, they knew the Quraysh that these people can't harm or not. لكن والذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى. We're only worshipping them so they can get us closer to who? Why would they say it's getting us closer to Allah? Why didn't they say they're going to benefit us and harm us? Why didn't they say that? Bel, this ayah is going to clarify it more for you. Because Allah said, وَيَعْبُدُونَ, they worship مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ, besides Allah, مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُم, that which does not harm them, وَلَا يَنفَعُهُم, and it doesn't benefit them. But then Allah says, وَيَقُولُونَ, they say, هَؤُلَاءُ الشُّفَعَاؤُنَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ, these are our intercessors. They're not saying these are the ones who benefit us. They're saying these are what? So
how much time has he got?
So here specifically, they are not choosing. Allah is saying to them, these things cannot benefit you, harm you, Quraysh. Why are you worshipping them from? They're not saying, oh Allah, they can't benefit us and harm us. They're saying, because we want to get closer to you, oh Allah. This is intercession. Does that make sense, brothers? So the issue of dua is of two. A person who goes to the grave and says, you can benefit, you can harm, this is shirkun fil rububiyyah. Another person comes to the grave and he says, you can't benefit me, no harm me. I just want to get through to Allah by you. This is shirkun fil uluhiyyah. This is shirk in what? And Allah knows best. I give him the time if he wants to explain it. And I'll come back to the other question that he asked. The other question that he asked regarding the Prophet, the salams being conveyed to him when he's in his grave. Are you with me, all of that? Remind me later that point, inshallah.
Okay. I would want to mention here that the brother has brought up an issue which is regarding taqsim al-tawheed.
Which is an ijma'.
It's not ijma'. It was innovated by Ahmed bin Taymiyyah. He innovated taqsim al-tawheed to uluhiyyah, rububiyyah, and which is the third one? Asma wa sifat. These three. And some of them make a fourth, which is tawheed hakimiyyah. But the traditional position is anyone who commits shirk with uluhiyyah commits shirk with rububiyyah. We don't hold this position that the mushrikeen knew a type of tawheed. We believe they were mushrikeen in tawheed, uluhiyyah, rububiyyah, and asma wa sifat. This is what the issue is alluding to. Why Ibn Taymiyyah made this taqsim, this difference, is to claim that those who do istighatha through the Prophet ﷺ are falling into polytheism, like the mushrikeen, to declare the Muslims as disbelievers. Now, going back to the initial issue, what Ustadh Abdul Rahman asked me was, do the awliya benefit or harm? I said, and the Prophets alayhimus salam, I said, what do you consider those who harm or who say they benefit? He said they commit a shirkul akbar. I said this, you cannot make a generalization of this. This differs from individual to individual. Why? Because some people will not believe this wali is benefiting me, but they will believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him ability to pray for me in his grave, do dua for me in his grave. Now, can a person in the barzakh have khabar, information regarding his relatives in the outer world, and they request for him to make dua or not? This is something which is debatable. You cannot just declare the person a mushrik. Yes, you can say they are mistaken. How are they mistaken? A person can go to the grave of a person buried and he can ask him for help with the intention that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him ability, and a person can say, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasn't given him ability, you're mistaken. But if the person believes this wali helps me independently of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he commits shirk. How Ustadh Abdul Rahman contradicted himself? He said it is mutlaq, that a mayyit, a dead person, la yanfa'u wa la yadur. Total judgment, that the dead person does not benefit at all. And then he contradicted himself by saying Sayyiduna Musa alayhi salam did benefit this ummah. To backtrack on that, he said, oh, he benefited not directly but indirectly. But nevertheless, you accepted that he benefited. So I go back to my initial point, which is this clause, which is calling upon the prophets, awliya, peers, and the martyrs either by their zat or jah. This is not mutlaq, this is not a judgment. What I want to debate you on is istighatha bin Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, which I believe is mansoos alayhi.
Istighatha, you said?
Yes, tawassul istighatha. I believe in istighatha bin Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. That is the subject.
It's finished, your point is finished. Wallahi, I heard this before. Asrar Rashid said this before in the debate he had with Abdul Rahman al-Salafi. He said that the taqsim of Tawheed, Ibn Taymiyyah brought it. And I personally believe that only came from lack of reading, Shaykh. Wallahi la shak. Because this issue of taqsim al-Tawheed ila thalath aqsam, Ibn Jarir al-Tabari said it before Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Battat al-Akbari said this. Abu Hanifa said this. It's min al-gharaib to say Ibn Taymiyyah said it. Rather, Ibn Jarir al-Tabari said it, Surah al-Fatiha. Surah al-Fatiha. Open it. His tafsir, and you find him when he talks about Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, Iyaka na'budu, Ar-Rahman, he brings taqsim al-Tawheed. Rather, it's... Shaykh, sorry. sorry.
Salt to the cup.
Rather, it's an ijma' la khilafa fi. There's an ijma'. Allah said it in the Quran. Allah said it in the Quran. Allah says, رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ. Listen to this. رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا. That's توحيد الربوبية. فَعْبُدْهُ وَاصْطَبِرْ توحيد الألوهية. هل تعلم له سميا توحيد الأسماء والصفات. And by the way, تتبع والاستقراء is a dalil. Do you know that, right? تتبع والاستقراء is to follow up the evidences and to reach a final conclusion. But you know why they don't want to distinguish between توحيد الألوهية and الربوبية and الأسماء والصفات? Is because they want to fall into shirk, in توحيد الألوهية, and smish them together and keep it together. Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah only followed that which was before him who said it. So there's a kitab I'm going to advise you all to go and read. تقسيم التوحيد إلى ثلاث أقسام, written by Sheikh Abdul Razak ibn Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad. He wrote it and he brought, I think, over 20 scholars who said it. 20
from
scholars.
The Salaf.
From the Salaf. Abu Hanifa said this. Our Sheikh is meant to be a Hanafi, asalatan originally. Ibn Battah is a Salaf. He said in his Kitab al-Ibadah. Oh yeah, by the way, also Abu Qasim Hibatullah al-Laka'i said it. And Abu Qawamir Hujjah, Abu Qasim al-Taymi. All of these are min qurun al-mufaddala. So that's one point. Another minute left. Alhamdulillah, my time is full of barakah. Let's go back to the original point that the Sheikh brought before. He threw a shubha like that and he went. The issue of إِنَّ لِلَّهِ مَلَائِكَةُ السَّيَّاحِينَ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُبَلِّغُونِ عَنْ أُمَّتِي. I'm going to remind you, inshallah, if you use that as a hujjah, which it needs explanation, and I really want to tackle this, wallahi, on the debate.
In the debate.
Wallahi, I really want to talk about it. قضية نبي الله موسى مفصلا, the issue pertaining to حياة البرزخ, ما معنى حياة البرزخ, what is the علاقة حياة البرزخ بأهل الدنيا, all of that I'm going to explain it properly. But just to put a point to you is that if you say that the people, the Anbiya in the graves, they can hear, is it his time? 30 seconds. I'm going to remind you guys one quick hadith. I'm just going to remind you guys one hadith quickly. ما من أحد يمر بقبر أخيه المسلم كان يعرفه في الدنيا فيسلم عليه إلا رد الله عليه روحه حتى يرد عليه السلام. Every Muslim that you go over in their grave and you say salam alaikum, Allah puts the soul back in them. So does that mean every single person could do istighatha on? Could do istighatha to everyone?
Is my time. Look, this last point you mentioned about giving salam. If I give you a salam, I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, do I get reward?
Allahu Akbar, you do, wallah.
And when you give salam back, do you get reward?
Yes, you do.
So did you benefit from me?
Who said that the issue of benefiting?
Yanfa'. This is just a small point, but anyhow, this taqsim, going back to this taqsim of Tawheed, what I meant by Ibn Taymiyyah making this taqsim is not that we reject Tawheed Rububiyyah, Tawheed Uluhiyyah, Tawheed al-Asma wa Sifat, and we accept Tawheed al-Hakimiyyah, which the Saudi Salafis never mention.
You believe in that?
Of course. So, now...
You're Muhajirun, mashallah.
No, they love the labels. Listen, look. We believe this tawheed, but what we're saying is this differentiation of the mushrikeen falling into shirk is that if someone falls into shirk, simple point, if you pay attention, if someone falls into shirk in tawheed al-rububiyyah, automatically he would fall into shirk in tawheed al-uluhiyyah. This is where we differ, and we'll debate that later in the subject. What I want to get back to is this shart. I want to just debate you on the permissibility of istighatha bin Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, because I believe this is mansoos. I believe this is stipulated. Do you agree with me on this point? Why are you adding additional in the debate? You can ask me regarding these other issues. With this point, on what point number is it? If you look, what point number is it? Point 6.
Has the time finished?
No, okay. The thing is, at this point 6, I want to debate this on istighatha bin Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. This additional clause was not agreed upon. We did not agree on this. You've added awliya peers. The term peers is a vague term. Again, permissibility of the martyrs either by the Dhat or Jad. This I'm going to cross out and I'm going to say istighatha bin Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. Limited to that. The next condition, the debate will last for 4 hours. Is that final?
I wanted it more. If you want more, it would be nice.
You want it more?
Yeah.
How much more?
Because right now, this discussion only by itself, how long is it taking?
No, I don't. Look, I'm telling everyone, on Saturday we're going to debate these issues, inshallah. If you want 6 hours, is 6 hours okay?
More than enough.
6 hours.
Very good, mashallah.
Okay.
Has the time finished?
6 hours. Number 8. The second debater will begin by presenting his evidences in an attempt to prove that calling upon the Prophet's awliya. See again, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, specifically, because I believe it's mansus alayhi, everything else is dhanni, is based on dhann, speculation. Person can be mukhti, person can be mushrik, person can be, the hukm differs. But specifically, istighatha bin Nabi alayhi salam is qat'i.
You know what's funny, here in Asrar Rashid, I don't know if you guys heard it, I heard something very funny. He said anyone who falls in shirk in Tawheed al-Rububiyyah will fall in shirk in Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah. Does he affirm Tawheed al-Rububiyyah al-Uluhiyyah now? Do you agree that there's Tawheed al-Rububiyyah? Because a minute ago you were saying there's no such thing as Tawheed al-Rububiyyah al-Uluhiyyah al-Asma'
No,
wa-Sifat.
what I was clarifying.
Let me finish, I have the time.
Okay, sorry.
So Tawheed al-Rububiyyah al-Uluhiyyah al-Asma' wa-Sifat, it's as though you've come back from that opinion that you believe there is Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, there is Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, and there is Tawheed al-Asma' wa-Sifat. And that Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah, Ahmed ibn Abdul Halim, al-Harrani ibn Taymiyyah, was not the first to say it. That's one point, inshallah ta'ala. As for the issue that you spoke about, the awliya, the peers and the martyrs, that you don't want to debate about that, and you want to specifically narrow it down to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even that, though I see it strange, because the inshallah ta'ala, the hadiths and the shubuhat that I'm expecting you to bring forward, and I'm thinking inshallah you're going to present those, they can all be used for everybody. And if another person who is sitting here right now who believes you can do tawasul on every one of them would come and drag it and say, "Ooh, Asrar, how are you just narrowing it down to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when we can use it for the awliya?" Another Berelvi will say, "I want to use it for the awliya," and he can use it because it encompasses
not
both.
Berelvi, I'm not Berelvi.
I didn't say you.
You're another Berelvi.
Okay. Okay, a Berelvi if he came.
Okay.
And last question I want to ask you, and I'll give you the time even if it hasn't finished.
Are we still doing Q&A? Because can we go through the conditions?
Yeah, faddal, go, let's go.
Let's just finish this. Stop the timing now. Let's just get through this. So you've agreed, mashallah, on this. Point number 8, the second debater will begin by presenting his evidence in an attempt to prove the calling upon, again, Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Yes?
Yeah.
Specifically.
Everywhere, say that, no problem.
Yes. The first debater will respond by rejecting the evidence brought forth. So you'll be the mudda'i in this case.
How am I the mudda'i?
Meaning your claim is calling on the Prophet ﷺ for istighatha is shirk akbar. You're going to present according to this nukta.
The asal is that nothing is permissible until proven it's permissible. So how the mudda'i?
According to this, look, read that point. That point.
What's the point?
Point.
No, I clearly
point
said
number. You got Roman numerals here. Point number 9.
Yeah, faddal.
I know my Roman numerals. Point number 9.
An attempt to prove.
The first debater from there. You don't know your Roman numerals, so why you typed it in?
No, I know where it is. I know I got it.
So look, the first debater will respond by rejecting the evidences brought forth by the second debater.
So you're the presenting the evidences. The second debater.
Go back to,
Go the one before it.
Go
the
back,
second debater will begin by presenting his evidences in attempt to prove that calling upon the prophets. So you're proving the evidences. You're the mudda'i.
So I will start.
You will start.
Okay.
You will bring all your shubuhat.
Meaning, the first person to speak will be me.
You're the second debater.
But you know why this is confusing? Because at the beginning you put yourself as the first debater. So I thought debater number 1 is you. So you will go first. Okay, let's move on. The first debater will respond by rejecting the evidence.
So you're gonna
do naqd of me.
Yeah, anything you bring which is from the shubuhat.
The mic.
Why you not? Why when I say shubuhat, you're just quiet? It's meant to be
according to you. Yeah, but I don't want to be obstinate. On the day I'll show you it's hujjah, not. I don't want to get petty over this issue. Look, you know these Facebook boys, they're very petty. You have to tell them, wallahi, very petty. We have to get serious about these issues. Mashallah.
Sense of humor, mashallah.
Yes, but not petty humor. Not petty humor. Okay, look. So, of course, my public image is not that, but wallahu a'lam why. The first debater will respond by rejecting the evidences brought forth by the second debater. The mic will then be turned back to the second debater, and this is how the debate will proceed until the finale. Of course, we'll be sitting like this, or will we be sitting like this? This is just a minor point. How will you have the seating arrangement?
Why don't we do it? Why don't we do like Ahmed did it?
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So
the way I debated Atabek.
Atabak.
Yeah,
If we do it like that, do you like it?
that's fine.
You think it's good?
Yeah, it's fine by me. You can do like this or like that. It's up to you.
Is there any format that you don't like?
This is fine and that is fine.
Which other formats do you know?
Those two are the best for Britain. If you're referring to the Pakistani format where they shout and throw books at each other, we will not have that. Okay, let's carry on. You choose that. It's open, inshallah.
Inshallah ta'ala.
Do good organizing. Allah will give you reward. Both debaters will speak for a maximum of 15 minutes at a given time. The vice debaters are not permitted to speak within the debate. However, they may speak to the main debater. If any of the debaters speak out of turn in the form of heckling, chanting, or shouting out slogans, meaning
no.
No, we don't do that. We're from Birmingham, not Bradford.
There's a difference.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah, I'm surprised you haven't noticed.
Okay. Asrar, one thing I don't understand. I want to be honest with you on this. Why is it that you're not with them and you're with those guys?
Look, we are more, it's a sidetracking point, but I'll make it very quickly. We are more about unity. Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah about unity, uniting Muslims. We see them as Muslims. They are our brothers. We correct them when they make mistakes. But with nasiha, not like we're correcting you now when you make mistakes. This is quick.
But
okay.
Would you unite with me?
Is this not unity, a form of unity that we're sitting and discussing like brothers?
All forms of unity, would you unite with me?
All forms of unity, look, there's fiqh of unity as well.
How do you choose which one you want to do, which one you don't want to do?
Well, if you wanted unity of Sultan Salahuddin al-Ayyubi al-Ash'ari, rahimahullah, then we're willing for that type of unity. Okay, look. The vice debaters are not permitted to speak within the debate. However, they may speak to their main debater. If any of the debaters speak out of turn in the form of heckling, chanting, or shouting at slogans, then an initial warning will be given. If this reoccurs, then the debate will come to an immediate halt. Of course, you know with us that we do not do that. No. The evidence is that both... no, it's fine. The evidence is that both debaters bring can only be from the Quran, Hadith, that are Sahih, Hasan, Marfu' and Thabit, or the consensus of the Ummah. What about Mawquf? Asrar Sahabi.
Yes.
So put that in. Mawquf.
No. You don't need to write it. You don't need to write that.
Why?
It's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, sabr.
Both debaters must present their hadith with their chain, sanad, and its original source masdar. That's fine. Next page.
So let me elaborate on that point. The evidence that both debaters bring can only be from the...
Not from a secondary or tertiary source.
So it has to be from the masdar.
Yes, not from a secondary or tertiary source, meaning a second or a third source.
What about even if the...
Where's the other pages?
Oh, here it is. Here you go.
Jazakallah. Okay. What number is this now? XX?
Wallahi Allah alam.
20.
No, it's not 20.
Okay. It's surprising that you typed this up in Roman numerals.
If you make the first one Roman, all of it becomes Roman.
Okay. Every ayah that is presented must be done with its number, chapter, explanation, tafsir. That can only be from the three virtuous generations. Qurun al-Mufaddila. This consists
Mufaddala.
of... Yes. The Mufaddala, ism al-Maf'ul. This consists of... you want to correct my ibara as well now. This is just English. Look.
No, this consists... If I do a mistake, this is the language of the Arabic. The Quran is language. So we have to be...
Okay. This consists of the Sahaba, Tabi'een, and Tab'u Tabi'een. The reasons for this is because we all agree upon the virtue, knowledge, and understanding of this religion. Meaning...
You can't bring Suki. Basically.
Yeah, that's fine. And you can't bring Ibn Taymiyyah.
Good.
Yes? We agree on that.
With you on that.
Both debaters must provide authenticity. Alright, but when we quote Qurtubi quoting the Salaf, that's fine. I check the narration and... yes?
You can use
Ibn Kathir quoting the Salaf.
You can use Suki's shubuhat and bring it out forward
from the Masadir.
If you want to.
Shubuhat or Hujjaj? Hujjaj, Wallahi Hujjaj. Rahimahullah. As-Subki, you use his son's Jamal Jawami. And then they use Imam Subki's books.
We take the haqq with him and we go against them.
Imam Subki's books are utilized. Salih al-Uthaymin, all these write commentaries on them and then...
Yeah, but nobody's... at the beginning...
We don't use your books.
No, let me finish. Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Yeah, you use our Quran. But carry on.
Astaghfirullah. No, that's low blow. Low blow.
Okay,
you take that back.
Okay,
take that back.
No, okay.
Because we're both Muslim.
Okay, I didn't
we don't mean...
I didn't mean...
Kuffar.
Wallah, I didn't mean that. Wallah.
Kalamullah.
No, wallah, I didn't mean kafir. And I didn't mean...
Kalamullah. Astaghfirullah. La hawla wa la quwwata.
But Sheikh, you said something at the beginning. No, I didn't mean that.
The books by the shuyukh are man-made. But the Kalamullah
is Sheikh, you just said at the beginning كلام العلماء. You said.
You want to discuss Kalamullah, whether it's Hadith or
Sheikh,
Qadim?
I just explained it. I explained it. Let's move on quickly from that.
Okay, let's.
Sheikh, I said something. You said you use Jam'ul Jawami',
Yes.
and which is a Shafi'i book. So you,
Ash'ari book.
It's not Ash'ari, it's Usul Fiqh.
By Ash'ari author.
But it's not talking about Aqidah. But Sheikh, let me please, let's not go far. I'm saying to you, Jam'ul Jawami', which we studied, alhamdulillah, because we're Shafi'iyah. I'm saying to you, Sheikh, you just said at the beginning when we both sat down, كل يؤخذ من قوله ويرد. Everyone's statement is either taken or is rejected. And Subki and others are from that. If they get it right, we take it from them. If they get it wrong, we don't take it from them.
But
so just because...
Did Subki commit a Shirk al-Akbar? Did he commit a Shirk?
I'm just saying.
You know his book?
No, I'm saying, Sheikh.
Shifa al-Siqam. Does it contain a Shirk al-Akbar?
Sheikh, barakallah feek. I just asked you the issue. You can't force me to do ta'yin of ashkhas, but I'm saying he's done akhta.
See, now you're not doing ta'yin, and when I was saying we don't do ta'yin of people, you're giving hukum am, and I said we don't do ta'yin.
I said to you, he akhta. I gave you hukum am. He got it wrong. That book of
but
his...
did he commit shirk?
I said that book of his, he's muta'awwil. In that book of his...
He's muta'awwil, but when I said other Muslims...
No, but I said to him that is wrong. I gave you a general ruling.
Point.
But
let's move on.
Sheikh, don't use that as evidence. And I've seen...
I'm not using as evidence.
No, Berelvi, you're not Berelvi, you said you were. But the Berelvi, they always say, oh, you use Ibn Hajar, you use Nawawi, you use Fulan. We use the correct stuff in it, them. Just like when Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu saw Umar and Abu Bakr get mistaken in an issue. He said, أقول لكم قال الله وقال الرسول وتقول لي قال عمر. I'm telling you, Allah and His Messenger said, and Abu Bakr Umar, put them aside.
Listen,
so if Subki gets it...
The mistake that Sayyidina Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu anhu may have seen is to do with furu'. The mas'ala we're discussing here is to do with usul al-din. Ash-shirk al-akbar.
I'm saying to you...
The author wrote a book where you're saying contains a shirk al-akbar.
No, I didn't say that. Did I say that?
Istighatha is shirk al-akbar. He promotes istighatha.
Whether it's in there or not, that's lazim al-qawl. And lazim al-qawl is...
Laysa bi-madhhab.
Okay, I didn't say that, so don't... Let's qawl alayya.
Okay, we won't say that.
I'm not saying even I didn't say it is, and I didn't say it's not.
But I tell you where you've ended. I'll tell you where you've ended up agreeing with me.
Yeah. I haven't agreed so far.
You've avoided doing takfir of Imam al-Subki the way I would avoid doing takfir of Muslims.
What do you mean avoided takfir? I just said to you, the Subki was a muta'awwil.
Muta'awwil, where he was sarih in his
no, but he's muta'awwil in his aqwal. So takfir of Subki, for you to force that on me. Wallahi, it's not. Do you see my point, Sheikh? Allah says,
we'll discuss this in the debate, inshallah. It's 6 hours we have.
Just give me.
We have 6 hours.
Okay, 10 seconds.
Go on, 10 seconds.
Allah says in the Quran, وَاتَّبِعُوا مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكُم مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا مِن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ. Follow that which Allah has sent us subhanahu wa ta'ala and stay away from the awliya.
Both debaters must provide authentic, sahih, what does this say? Tasheeh, authenticity, or weakness, tad'if, and differed upon narration based upon the books of ilm al-hadith and ilm al-rijal in order to support your position pertaining to the narration at hand. But that's fine. Both debaters must list the books of ilm al-hadith and ilm al-rijal in which they will be using, meaning before.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what books we're going to use. We're going to use
No,
this.
can you write it down list, inshallah?
It's a long list, wallahi.
No problem. I will write my own long list.
Look. What we will...
Sheikh, don't worry, take it now. Just put status on
this is, look, no statuses.
Okay.
I'm very sick of these Facebook posts.
Okay.
I don't know how they work.
Send it to Tasneef. Send it to Tasneef.
I did, but I didn't know it'll end up like this.
Send it to Tasneef and Tasneef will send us the best.
Is that okay? Okay, look. The standard Ilm al-Rijal books. You have to understand the standard Ilm al-Rijal books. What Ilm al-Rijal books are we going to use that are different to the ones you use?
Don't worry, I just bring it.
When
you bring a quote,
but
I might not have that mujallad. And so I want you to show me from the mujallad.
No, I'm just going to mention the book name. I can't specify because editions differ.
No, you're going to show me from your mujallad. I might not even have
that's
it.
Fine.
I need to see it from the masdar.
That's fine.
No.
If you're showing a reference...
But if you show me Muhammad Sa'id Mamduh, who does khiyanat
on some
mawaqif, or Muhammad Zaid al-Kawthari, who plays with the ruwayat, then...
It's the same way Nasruddin Albani or anyone else does.
Okay, look. Rahimahullah, he didn't.
We'll show that in the debate. Both debaters must provide... Okay, that point is done. Both debaters must list the books of Ilm al-Hadith and Ilm al-Rijal in which they were using. If there is any opposition to the usul or qawa'id that is presented, the debater must provide evidences from the books of usul, meaning usul al-hadith books.
Usul, when we say that it's usul al-fiqh, it doesn't go to usul al-hadith, Sheikh.
You mean usul al-fiqh?
If you say usul, it always goes to usul al-fiqh, it never goes to usul al-hadith.
Because the previous point is relating to ilm al-rijal.
Yeah, but when
The
you say
second point-
usul, never does it go to the mind of a student of knowledge except usul al-fiqh.
when you
تفضل.
said, you mean usul al-fiqh here, yes?
عند الإطلاق usul is nothing except usul
Okay.
al-fiqh.
Both debaters may only use evidence from the list they give. You know, in usul al-fiqh, what if you quote Jam' al-Jawami and I quote Musallam al-Thubut? Is that fine?
No problem.
Okay.
We'll come to terms on that, no problem.
Both debaters may only use evidence from the list they give.
Yeah, so when you give that list to us, Rijal, you can't bring any additional books.
Okay. The second debater is not permitted to bring the quotes and sayings of the scholars as evidences, as Ahlul Hadith do not consider the statements of a scholar to be proof. You see, these two clauses need to be defined further. Let's say I bring a book of Ilm al-Rijal that you agree with but I didn't mention in the list. For instance, in the debate I bring out a quote from Sirah Alam. But when I gave you the list, I didn't have that reference, but I brought Sirah Alam and I pulled out a quote which is authentic and acceptable. Why would you reject this?
And if, for example, he has gone against an ayah in the Quran on this issue, if he's gone against a hadith clearly, so
No, I'm talking about tasheeh, tawfiq al-rijal. Let's say Al-Dhahabi says thiqa, and I didn't present in the list Siyar Alam, and I pulled out this and I said, look, Dhahabi said he's thiqa.
Okay, so we're going to go.
What I'm saying is you need
How,
to...
how do you choose when? Yeah, it's good
I'm
question.
saying, look, with this point on the list of Usul al-Hadith books, me and you know what books of Ilm
No, but
al-Rijal. Is there any book of Ilm al-Rijal you reject?
No, it's not rejecting it. It's just because I may not have that volume, and I may believe.
I'll tell you something, how we cover that problem. Any volume of books I bring, I will give you during the debate if you don't have it. For instance, if I bring out Al-Kashif of Al-Dhahabi and you don't have Al-Kashif, I'll quote the reference and I'll give you the reference during my 15 minutes. You can check. Is this fine?
Who wrote Al-Kashif?
Al-Dhahabi. He has a book called Al-Kashif
In what?
in Asma' al-Rijal.
Al-Imam al-Dhahabi wrote a book called Al-Kashif.
Yes. Muhammad Awama's brought it out in 4 volumes. Ash'ari, Muhammad Awama.
I know him very well. I know he's the Musannif ibn Abi Shayba.
It's just an example.
And you bring Mizan al-I'tidal.
I'm giving you an example. If I bring Al-Mughni fi Du'afa, if I bring a book that is acceptable, maqbool,
If you bring that volume with you,
and I give you, is that acceptable?
yeah, if you bring the volume, I don't have that volume with me, or I don't have that
But
book with me.
meaning what I'm saying is this list thing, it's not necessary. It's as long as it's a book that's well known, it's known that it's acceptable. So I'm saying,
but like in the list, you have to bring it.
I'm saying that let's say I give you a list, and on Friday night I'm checking a reference, and I find a different reference.
Tasnif, additional book.
I can't keep contacting
No
Tasneem.
problem.
I'm just saying, relax the point. I'll give you the volume during the debate, and you can check it. I'm not going to pull out any tricks from my sleeve. There's no tricks. Everything's written in the book.
Inshallah.
Okay, so you accept that. Second point that's mentioned here is if there is any opposition to the usul or qawa'id that is presented, the debater must provide evidence from the books of usul. That's fine. Both debaters may only use evidence from the list they give. So I'm cutting that out.
No.
From the books of rijal, acceptable books.
Yes, you have to give us your list.
Okay, but
And
if there's
any-
an additional reference.
We're slightly over,
Okay.
but the qa'id is still there.
Okay. The second debater is not permitted to bring the quotes and sayings of scholars as evidences, as Ahlul Hadith do not consider the statements of a scholar to be approved. Here,
Just take out Ahl Hadith because you agree with us. on
no,
that.
yet. So the first party.
No, not just say you agree that scholars' statements are not hujjah.
See, again, when we say the scholars' statements are not hujjah, this has to be clarified. Sometimes a statement of a scholar may be hujjah, for instance, in tawfiq. If Yahya, if Yahya bin Mu'in, rahimahullah,
It's not Mu'in.
Ma'in, Yahya bin Ma'in, rahimahullah, if he quotes a scholar as being thiqa, he says he's thiqa, is that a hujjah or not?
Not necessarily.
He's tawfiq. Okay, in that sense, ijma' is hujjah.
Kitab al-Sunnah.
Ijma'.
Ijma', of course, it's a hujjah.
So ijma' is consisting of aqwal al-rijal. You know when they do nas
Yeah.
on ijma'.
Any ijma' the kitab and the
So
sunnah.
ijma' is consisting of aqwal ulama.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So again, aqwal ulama are hujjah when it comes to ijma'.
But you're saying, look, this is what he said to you. We said scholar, not scholars. Sahih? Is that what he says? We said that the statement, statement of a scholar.
Let me simplify something. You know usul al-fiqh?
Yeah.
Is there ijma' on all the concepts, precepts of usul al-fiqh? Is there ijma' on all the precepts?
No.
But when you quote Jam'ul Jawami', is it a hujjah or not?
No, it's not.
It's not hujjah.
No.
So you can argue against usul al-fiqh as well. So the points you made earlier, you said we must use books of usul, but these books of usul are flawed.
No, they're not flawed.
They can be flawed.
Of course they can be.
Okay, so when you say the debater must provide evidences from the books of usul, which may be flawed.
No, don't say maybe flawed. This is what I'm telling you, Asrar Rashid. Listen. Usul al-fiqh, there's only 5 things that the fuqaha, qawaid al-fiqh and usul al-fiqh they agree upon. خمس من الأصول قواعد مذهب ضرر يزال وعادة قد حكمت وكذا المشقة تجلب التيسير الأمور بمقاصدها ضرر يزال عادة
قواعد فقهية
قواعد الكبرى أشباه النظائر سيوطي he brings those 5
yes.
As soon as he says متفق عليه he does مختلف فيه.
But even when he says متفق عليه,
let me finish.
He means متفق عليه in the Shafi'iyya.
No, he means all the madahibs. He means all the madahibs. These five, all the madahibs agree. Let me finish, Sheikh, because there's nusus from it. Now, if we differ on the other remaining, the person who has an evidence for it takes precedence over the one who doesn't have it. If this qa'idah that you brought from Abu Hanifa, or the madhab al-Hanafiyya, or madhab al-Shafi'iyya, or madhab al-Malikiyya, or al-Hanbaliyya, if this qa'idah usuliyya goes against a dalil from the kitab and the sunnah, we'll say, akhi, qala fa dalil kada wa kada. See, the hujjah that we always have to go back to and that governs us is the kitab, the sunnah, and the...
Here...
Because the qa'idah usuliyya is aqwal al-ulama.
So here, when you reject a specific qa'idah fiqhiyya,
yes,
or usul, asl min al-usul, when you reject that, you may end up rejecting numerous ahkam
that went wrong on this qa'idah.
Yes.
So
you can understand that.
Not necessarily, like it depends on which qa'idah.
Okay, we're going to move on.
But like let's say the kalam of the ulama are not hujjah, their aqwal and their qawa'id is not hujjah. The only hujjah that is on our neck that we have to follow
when we quote books of Asma' al-Rijal and we do tawthiq and we say قال الإمام الطبراني حديث صحيح, is it hujjah for us?
Which you're going to bring on the issue of the hadith of?
I've just used him as an example.
But I know it's fresh in your mind, the hadith of Uthman ibn
No.
Hanif.
No.
Because that's how Tabarani
No,
said it.
we're not going to even start the discussion with Uthman bin Hunayf radiyallahu
But that's Tabarani the way he said it. But على كل حال,
he did in
his
المعجم الصغير عن الكبير.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking you read it from there. على كل حال, that being the case, you have to, just as a side benefit for the debate, so just to prepare, know the difference between hadith sahih, which only is referring to the matan, and when hadith is sanad sahih. The hadith is sanad sahih and hadith sahih. Tabarani, when he says hadith sahih, he's referring to the matan, not the sanad. Just keep that in mind. على كل حال, the hujjah and the proof is Asrar Rashid, hadani Allah wa iyaka ila sawa sabil, is the kitab and the sunnah.
Again, when we establish sunnah,
When
Imam
al-Tabarani said that, which he did do wrong.
Yes.
We're going to say...
If you're thinking of the specific example of Uthman bin Hunayf hadith, I use that as an example. I'm saying, look, when we're going to quote hadith, we're going to say, قال الإمام البخاري حديث صحيح. This is a hadith which is sahih. Is the statement of Imam Bukhari hujjah or not?
Not necessarily.
In authenticating a hadith?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No.
So this is where
that's why the ulama, they said Sahih al-Bukhari is only sahih because talaqathu al-ummatu bil-qabul. The ummah accepted
based
it.
on ijma'.
Exactly, as
based on
al-kitab was sunnah wal ijma'.
Okay, for any hadith to be authentic, if a few scholars differ, 2 scholars declare the hadith da'if, and the majority declare the hadith sahih, and you go with the position of the hadith being da'if, and I say, look, the majorities are saying it's sahih, is jamhur hujjah or not?
No, it's not.
So this is where the niqash.
The niqash is who is according to the qawa'id al-mustalah.
Then you would have to
the science of hadith and its principles.
So,
let me finish, Sheikh.
I understand badahatan where you can look.
ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون وإن تطع أكثر من في الأرض يضلوك عن سبيل الله. That's democracy, majority. The kitab and the sunnah is about who's on the haq.
Look.
أنت الجماعة وإن كنت وحدك.
Listen.
You're the Jama'ah even if
So you're saying, look,
by yourself.
demonstration, the person...
Imam Ahmed, Khalq al-Quran, he was on the haqq by himself. Abu Bakr was on the haqq the day of Yawm al-Ridda by himself. Jama'ah is not issue. Even Umar went against him.
Look.
Even Uthman, Sahabas qatibatan.
Are you preaching again? Listen, look, I'm not... Look.
Sheikh,
So me and you, it's me and you, everyone's just listening, it's me and you, look.
I like to address the people.
Listen, I'm not after this addressing the audience, I'm discussing with you. Look,
Faddal.
you're saying,
Yes.
if you go with the two scholars who declare the hadith da'if, and I go with the majority who declare the hadith sahih, you would have to demonstrate using usul, which you say is usul al-fiqh, I'm saying usul al-hadith here.
Yeah, mustalah.
You would have to demonstrate why the position of da'if is stronger.
Because you have the majority.
And I would have to demonstrate why the majority is correct in this specific mas'ala. No.
Because the Imam Ibn Hajar mentions that the original essence of the hadith of the Prophet is da'if until proven is sahih.
So again, Ibn
He
Hajar
says
is not
that- he
hujjah.
said- no,
Ibn
no.
Hajar is not hujjah.
No,
again.
because Allah said in the Quran. Now Imam Ibn Hajar is not. Allah said it.
Exactly. So
Look what Allah said. Look, Allah said it. Ibn Hajar's statement, I've taken it because he went in accordance to that. Let me give you the ayah now. Let me give you the ayah.
Go on.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق
بنبأ
بنبأ
فتبينوا.
وفي قراءة آخرة فتثبتوا. So you need to verify in every narration you're bringing to me.
Okay.
You have to be authentic in it. So the verification is on whose side? The one who's accepting it.
Again,
Rejecting.
You're agreeing with what I'm saying. I'm saying, when you go with the two scholars who declared the hadith
I
da'if,
think that situation is khiyali. First of all, it's imaginary. Two people that rarely won't
you
happen.
want me to give an actual example?
تفضل.
Oh,
I said before, وبالمثال يتضح المقال.
Listen.
With an example, things become clear.
You gave the example of Imam Tabarani. When you demonstrate that Imam Tabarani states هذا حديث صحيح, Imam Tabarani means the mat and does not mean the sanad, the chain. You would have to demonstrate where Imam Tabarani means this. How do you know this? Can
I answer for you?
No, I don't want the answer. I'm
just-
trying to get this condition.
The condition can become clear. I'll give you an example now. Imam Muslim said in his Muqaddimah. Imam Muslim in his Muqaddimah, Sahih Muslim, he mentions that, and this is not in it, Iraqi rahimahullah mentioned in his Alfiyah, Sakhawi Fath al-Mughith.
All Asha'ira. Subhanallah.
Imam Muslim is Ash'ari.
No, the Fath al-Mughith and Sakhawi, Iraqi, mashallah.
Akhi, Sheikh, we agree on
فضل الله علينا
the issue.
معشر الأشاعرة.
Lucky, but Sheikh,
Go on, carry on. Sorry, I'm only...
but didn't I say to Sheikh, ولكن أكثر الناس?
Look, أكثر الناس here refers to mushrikeen and kuffar. If you go back to the
العبرة
verse...
بعموم اللفظ لا بخصوص السبب.
If you go back to the
The
verse,
qaida is
it's
even
referring to disbelievers, not to...
Just because it came down on them, it doesn't
All right,
mean
look,
it's specific
let's
to them.
move on.
Ya Nabi Taqillah only came on the
I-
Prophet.
let-
Does that
I
mean it's
just-
only the Prophet?
I,
Or Prophet of Allah, fear Allah. Does that mean Ya Nabi Taqillah, we don't need fear Allah? Because that's only came on the Prophet?
no, because there's...
Ya
other-
Shaykh,
there's-
al-ibra, there's a qaida tafsiriyah which is al-ibra بعموم اللفظ.
Listen.
Hey, be careful. Shaykh.
Sayyidina Abdullah
You're
bin Umar-
breaking
Sayyidina-
so much qawaid.
No, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhuma
Sheikh,
mentions
Tafsir.
the signs of the Khawarij that they use verses which were revealed
No,
on the
because they
mushrikeen.
placed the hukum as well.
Look, let's carry
The
on.
Prophet
with this.
placed a ruling on the ayah that
Can
came.
we move on?
The Prophet placed an ayah of the kuffar on the Sahaba.
Can we move on?
The Prophet did it. Are you going to use the same for the
Listen,
Prophet?
listen.
The Prophet said to Ali ibn Abi Talib,
He wants to preach.
"Well, Sheikh, wallahi,
Let's carry on.
Sheikh, you're wiggling out. of
No,
everything."
not wiggling. The thing is, I wanted clarification on this. That's it.
Sheikh,
Look,
please, wallahi, Asrar Rashid min bab
The first debater-
min bab al-nasiha.
look.
These
please.
masail,
أنا
if you
أنصحك
learn
أن
them,
تسمع. شوف.
if these masail you learn them from different angles, because you study istighatha alone. Usul fiqh is a big topic. Qawaid al-fiqh is a big topic. Mustalah al-hadith
of
is a big
course.
topic.
Okay, look.
If you looked at all these topics from outside before you went to istighatha, Sheikh, you would
Can
come
we
out
move
with
on?
thamara.
The next point is very important. The first debater is permitted to bring the books of the Ahnaf as an evidence against the second debater, and since the blind follows of the
That doesn't apply because
Hanafi mazhab.
You're not Muqallid now, you said.
No,
So
I didn't say I'm not Muqallid. I said to you it's permissible of you to do in Masail Far'iyya to taqleed of any one of the four schools.
The brother you communicate with, I don't want to probably say
Yes.
he told me that you said you're a Muqallid of 4 A'immah.
What does that mean?
That's
That's how he relayed it to you.
No, I'm asking you now. I'm
Let me
verifying.
explain.
فَتَثَبَّتُوا.
See, this is the problem that Atabeg fell into as well, where he said to me, when we were debating the Hanafi usul, he said, you probably don't know this principle because you are Shafi'i. He had heard I am Shafi'i. What I mean by this,
See, that's why I wanted to have this contract with him. Asrar is going to say, I didn't believe this, I didn't believe this. The reason why I wanted this contract written, because I heard you say that to a lot of people.
Listen.
You don't know me, you don't know me.
Listen.
I want to know you.
And the whole world is watching. What I said was that it's permissible for an individual in al-masail al-far'iyya to follow any one of the 4 imams. You can be a Shafi'i when it comes to Kitab al-Hajj. You can be a Hanafi in Kitab al-Sawm.
I'm with you on that.
Exactly, so we agree.
But Shaykh, how can you say you're Muqallid of the 4 A'imma?
In Masail Far'iyya, which are mukhtalaf fiha, a person needs to do taqleed, which is one thing.
How do you choose which one you want to follow today? Do you wake up one day and say, I'm a Shafi'i, next day I'm a Maliki?
You can do that, it's permissible.
No, but I'm asking a question. Sheikh, taqleed means I blind follow, I don't know nothing.
In Masail Far'iyya.
Sheikh Barakallahu Fik, you said that you're a Muqallid. So how do you choose which madhab you want to do taqleed of? What you're trying to say, in other words, you're a muttabi'.
Look,
don't say taqleed.
You know,
taqleed is like the Arabs.
What are you doing is, you know, this taqseem again, what Nasruddin Albani and Sheikh Al-Bhuti had a debate on was, he made a taqseem of mujtahid, muttabi' and muqallid. This is a different issue which I'm not going to discuss now. So look, the
Sheikh doesn't discuss any issues.
No, because we're digressing too much. I want to finish the conditions, and on the debate we will have tafsil, inshallah,
of all these issues.
So,
inshallah.
No, not all these issues. Istighatha. Why are we going to go to other issues?
No, I went on istighatha, inshallah.
Okay, look, this point I'm going to cut. You can bring evidence from any one of the. See, this clause contradicts the previous one.
Which one is it?
This one, the first debate, is permitted to bring the books of the Ahnaf as an evidence. But previously you said that we don't take any statements of scholars as evidence.
I don't take it, you do.
Tanaqud.
No. That clause applies to me when you're bringing me evidence. Let me explain it to you now. When you bring me evidences, قال الله, قال رسول, قال صحابة. And I wrote this so you can go, I don't believe this. That's all I did for
Okay,
Asrar.
we've crossed that.
So look, you just put X there and say, I'm with you as well.
The second debater believes Ahmed Raza Khan Berelvi to be a mujtahid. Mujtahid, as like Al-Imam Abu Hanifa, is that what you think?
Is mujtahid different? There are different types of mujtahid for you?
This clause as well is...
No, Sheikh, but I asked you a question, fair. You just said like Abu Hanifa. So
is that what you meant by mujtahid here?
No, but mujtahid for me is one word. You just said like Abu Hanifa. So do you, in your eyes, is there types of difference of mujtahideen? And what are they?
What did you mean by writing mujtahid?
I meant mujtahid, what I said.
Like Al-Imam Abu Hanifa.
Like I'm asking you.
Like Al-Imam Abu Hanifa, yes or no?
I meant mujtahid.
Like Al-Imam Abu Hanifa.
I said mujtahid.
Like Al-Imam Shafi'i.
I said mujtahid. Sheikh, I just said mujtahid like that. I left it simplistically. Mujtahid.
Okay.
You said like. What do you mean like Abu Hanifa? Like Shafi'i. What do you mean by that?
You know, Al-Imam Shafi'i was mujtahid.
I believe Ibn Taymiyyah is a mujtahid.
Okay.
What do you mean like Abu Hanifa?
Listen.
You mean like virtue?
No, not virtue. Not virtue.
What do you mean like?
When you use the word mujtahid.
Because every mujtahid is of his time.
Do you believe in maratib al-ijtihad or no?
I believe in it. So you explained it to me. What do you mean by mujtahid?
No, because you're the one who wrote this. I need you to tell me. What do you mean by writing mujtahid here?
When I leave the word unrestricted, leave it unrestricted. Why are you narrowing it down?
I've
just said mujtahid.
So
you said I left it deliberately unrestricted. So when you say...
So where did you get this idea from me that I believe Imam Ahmed Rida Khan is a mujtahid? Have I said this?
I wrote it so you can deny it. This is your chance to deny it. I have every right to write whatever I think, and you have the rights to deny it. So you can't say to me, why did you write it?
I don't believe he's a mujtahid.
Jameel, that's what we want. Hey, why don't you believe he's a mujtahid?
He's a scholar in the Hanafi school, like Ibn Abidin.
So he's a muqallid?
Yes, he's a muqallid. Of course he is.
Ahmed Raza Khan is a muqallid?
Of course, and Ibn Abidin is a muqallid as well. Isn't that the case? The muqallidin.
The mujtahid in the madhab?
Is muqallid.
He's a muqallid.
Yes. I don't know why you think this is a big point. I even think Imam
Berelvi are not going to be happy after this video.
No.
Because I'm going to cut that little part.
You're going to cut that?
No, Sheikh, I was joking. Wallahi, I don't have it.
Look, let me make something clear. Al-Imam Subki was also muqallid. Okay, let's move on. Both debaters are restricted to bringing...
The Asha'ir are going to denounce you now.
No, they won't. Both debaters are restricted
Sheikh, do you get sometimes in trouble with what your views, your opinions that you bring?
The only trouble I get in with is the Wahhabis and deviant Sufis. Deviant Sufis. Okay. If you consider it trouble. Both debaters are restricted to bringing only the scholars from the early generation, Sahaba, Tabi'in and Tabu Tabi'in. So again, Previously you said the statements of the scholars are not evidence, but the statements of as-salafu salihun are evidence.
The ijma'.
So you need to clarify.
No, where is it?
Look.
Where is it? Which one?
XX11.
XX11. Both debaters are restricted to bringing only the school. Yeah, if you bring me the generation of the Sahabas and Tabi'in, Tabi'in, I consider this issue khilafiyya, which we can differ on.
Okay, Jazakallah. That's
that
fine.
If you bring me Sahabi who holds that opinion,
I'll take this off. I'll take this off.
Leave it there.
Meaning I don't disagree with this.
If you bring me the Sahabas believing in this,
okay, both
even if one Sahabi, I would say it's a mas'ala khilafiyya.
Both debaters must also identify which of their sources are primary and secondary. That's fine. Both debaters must produce a list of the masadir and the principles dawabit when it comes to rejecting or accepting an alim or the statement of an alim. The signing of this contract.
So, Sheikh,
that's fine.
Now, can I ask you a question now? You, Al-Imam al-Suyuti, rahimahullah,
claimed ijtihad.
No, he said I'm the last mujtahid in his alfiyah. But the point I'm saying to you is,
he was Ash'ari as well. Clarify that. The whole Ash'a'ira, subhanallah. We have the majority, mashallah. Go on.
This is the majority.
Jamhur.
I said to you, وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But the Sheikh, this is not democracy. Sheikh.
I don't think Suyuti and Ibn Hajar are not from, they are not from those la ya'lamun.
No, but I didn't say they're not ya'lamun, but I said majority is not an argument.
Okay.
It's not an?
It's not what?
Majority is not an argument.
According to me, it is.
كيف? Allah said, وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ.
That again applies to usul al-deen.
Allah says,
that applies to usul al-deen.
Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, أَنْتَ الْجَمَاعَ وَإِن كُنْتَ وَحْدَكَ.
This does not apply to
Jamhur
al-Muslimin. Right? Listen. It doesn't apply to Jamhur al-Muslimin.
Mu'adh was on the haqq by himself when he went to
Yadullahi ma'al jama'a. Riwayah sahihah.
I know, like the Prophet explained it. وَهُوَ أَوْلَى بِالتَّفْسِيرِ بِهَا.
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
The tafsir of the Prophet is more befitting than just saying it like that.
Look, let's move on, please. Both debaters.
Asrar, we have to just move on when you can't answer the point.
I want to finish this. Remember,
you can't answer the point. We need to move on.
At the beginning I said, I will ask you 5 questions, we'll go through the shurut, and then you can ask me questions. Does everyone remember I said that? Yes? So let's stick to that. You're a man of your word.
Yes.
Sheikh Abdul Rahman. I'm a man of my word. Both debaters must also identify which of their sources are primary and secondary. Both debaters must produce a list of the masadir and the principles dawabit when it comes to rejecting or accepting an alim or the statement of an alim. The signing of this contract and above requests for information must be delivered. This, it doesn't apply anymore. Meaning signing, we've agreed, on Saturday we're going to meet up. Yes?
Yeah. How do you reject the statement of a scholar and accept the statement of a scholar?
Based on usul.
Or what usul?
The usul which are mujma' aliyah.
So you take it as a ijma'. So tomorrow if you bring me a statement, if it's not an ijma', we don't take it. Sahih?
If the asl is not based upon ijma', a person, and it's mukhtalaf fiha, then the person is free to choose. But if it's mujma'...
How do you choose when you want to take the statement now and when you reject it? Because I saw you take Suyuti's statement on the issue of Taraweeh, Salat al-Taraweeh. What was the other issue? The Mawlid. You rejected him on the issue of Mawlid and you accepted the issue of Taraweeh from him. How did you choose? Other way round.
His Taraweeh fatwa that it's 8 rak'at. Where did I reject this?
You didn't.
Where did I reject this?
I heard you did.
You heard it's rumors.
Okay.
لا تتبع الظن.
Okay.
Subhanallah, akhi. Let's move on, please, because you didn't hear me reject Imam Suyuti's position.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you. Is it?
I'm not aware of which fatwa. Are you referring to the 8 rak'at?
Yeah. Do you believe that?
I need to go back to his book and see what he said.
But you don't have that opinion. Because I remember hearing it myself as well.
I've never discussed Taraweeh as far as I know in public.
You don't make a lecture like that, but I remember hearing it from somewhere you said it.
Be specific.
Well, I don't remember. But you don't hold that opinion. That Suyuti was wrong and the Taraweeh can be more.
I need to look at the fatwa of Imam Suyuti. Why are you pressing the point? I need to look at the fatwa.
No, but the reason I'm pressing the point and the thamara of this question is because you accepted Suyuti's statements here and you rejected his view here.
You don't know if I rejected.
No, I'm saying, okay, the reason why I'm asking you the question, I'll tell you the reason why.
You don't know if I rejected.
Okay, I'm saying the reason why I asked you the question was, whether I'm right or wrong is a different situation. But why I asked the question was, you took it here, you rejected it here. I might be wrong.
So leave it then. Why press
I just want to know how.
Let me see the issue.
How do you identify when you want to
Again, I just said to you through usul principles which are mujma' alayha.
So you only take the statement of a scholar if it's in ijma'.
It's ijma'.
That's it. Good. So it goes back to the whole issue before.
Okay, look.
These are issues that you're going to be held accountable to Asrar Rashid tomorrow.
The signing of this contract and above, okay.
Bijahi Nabi is not ijma', so why do you take that whole opinion?
Look,
Abu Hanifa said it's not
if
allowed.
it's not ijma',
Abu Yusuf said it's not allowed.
I'll answer you. If something is not ijma', it doesn't make it impermissible. You said earlier now, if you rewind
I
the
just
video.
said, how do you reject the statement of the Salah?
If you rewind the video, you said earlier that if the Salaf differed over something, then we say it's mukhtalaf fiyah. Isn't that the case? If the Salaf differ over something, we say mukhtalaf fiyah. So me saying something is not mujma' alayha doesn't mean it's impermissible. It could be mukhtalaf fi, like the madhahib, the full
Do you take the views of Abu Hanifa sometimes?
Of course.
When he said that Jahi Nabi is not allowed, بمقعد العز.
Bring that in the debate.
But I'm just saying, how do you reject and how do you accept?
I'll explain that to you in the debate.
No, because this is the contract. We own a contract.
No, yes.
Because this contract says, how do you accept the statement of a view of a scholar and how do you reject it? What's the dawabit? I need that dawabit when the debate. Because right now, brothers, we're hearing it.
I'll tell you.
You just said based on ijma'. And the whole issue of Jahi Nabi, istighath, the Prophet ﷺ is an issue which is mukhtalafun fiha.
I'll tell you how.
Sahih?
You know when you bring that quote from Al-Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah.
Abu Hussein al-Quduri said.
Yes. I will show you how the statement of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah does not contradict my belief.
Because he said karahiyya, right?
I'll show you that. Look.
Ajib and karahiyya is haram.
Pardon? Karahiyya is not always haram in the Hanafi school.
Because just if you
the karaha is two types.
I know, but like Abu Hussein al-Quduri, right before that he said la yanbaghi. So how are we going to bring la yanbaghi and karaha together? La yanbaghi and karaha mean haram.
Again, you know the quote from Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah?
Yeah.
That when you bring it up in the debate, I will show you how we do not contradict Imam Abu Hanifa.
So now we're going to move forward from it.
Yes, because I'm waiting for the debate.
Every point I bring, we have to move on.
Okay, look. Each debate, what did I say to you? You're going against your word again. You're a man of your word and you're going against your word.
Okay, fine.
You agreed. We're going to go through the shurut and then at the end you can ask me questions. Subhanallah. Each debater is permitted to put questions and request further clarity from his co-interlocutor, but only within his own allotted 15 minutes. That's fine. Each debater is permitted to put questions and request further clarity from his co-interlocutor, but only within his own allotted 15 minutes. You repeated this point twice.
Yeah, you're going to see it a lot of times. Right at the bottom, there's a... Because Sheikh, what you did to us was, you said, release it tonight.
But you didn't release it in the night. You took a day.
Well, we were planning to do it on Tuesday, so we actually came a day earlier.
Okay, look. On the day of the debate, priory.
Yes.
What do you mean priory?
Priority, I think. I'm a prior.
Prior to the discussion.
Where is it? Which one is it?
It's XXV111. To the discussion, each debater must present his technical Shar'i definitions for the terms tawassul and istighath, meaning lugha. That's fine.
So we're not going to move on from the debate. We're not going to go forward unless you tell me what you understand as tawassul. What is tawassul to you? What's istighatha to you? If you don't define those two for me, I don't believe I will go forward on that debate.
Okay.
But everybody heard that you said you're not even going to do tawassul. You said istighatha. So the debate's changed now automatically.
Okay.
So it's not tawassul anymore. It is what?
We believe istighatha is tawassul. Note that.
Baytul Qasid. That's what I wanted.
Okay, look.
Tawassul, and this point is very important, Sheikh. I have to say it to the camera.
No, you don't, because look,
Sheikh,
save it for the day, please.
Sheikh, no, I have to say it to the camera.
You know why? Because the amount of water I've drunk now, you can imagine how I'm feeling. Yes?
No, I can't.
Habis. You know habis in the fiqh books?
Nah.
Okay,
Sheikh, just one more
it's
point.
karaha, being a habis, wallahi is karaha. Look. On the day of the debate, priory again, you keep writing priory to the discussion.
It's the same topic.
Let's quickly get through this, please. To the discussion, each debater must present.
You're reading the same point again.
Yes, because you've.
It's going to repeat. I told
Okay,
you so many times.
the debate will take place at a private venue in London, hosted by the first group, not Ahlul Hadith. The location is to be kept private between the concerning parties only. That's fine. The next one. Let's quickly get through this.
This is it. It's finished now. Alhamdulillah.
Finished?
No, it's just this little page and it's finished.
Okay. Each party may only bring limited number of people with them. The limit will be made public shortly. Okay, how many people? 15 each, like this.
Jamil.
Yes? 15? I'll bring 15 with me, including our cameraman, and 15 from your side. Look, you've seen, alhamdulillah, our behavior.
No nare. Good one.
When no
nare.
Nare.
It's
Oh.
going to depend on the room, so we can't say.
Some it might be smaller because We're gonna
Okay,
get
we'll bring 15 people, but we'll tell five of them that the numbers may.
You can arrange a room sufficient for the numbers you agreed beforehand.
Yeah.
The number isn't a surprise.
Meaning we'll bring 15 each, but if the room is small, we'll just excuse 5 people. Yeah?
Well, why don't we find a room and probably first people?
No, well, because people are going to come on your side and travel very long. We can't just excuse them.
Give priority to Birmingham. If you want, I'll bring 5 Salafis with me. 10 Ash'ira and 5 Salafis. So
With the host, so it's bad money with the host.
okay, we'll bring 15 people. Then you brothers decide. Okay, see, for security purpose, each attendee's name, address and number must be sent to the host prior to the day of the event. All this information will be kept safe and secure. Data Protection Act. This is ridiculous. Come on. We're not Al-Qaeda or ISIS. Okay, look. You're fine with that, yeah?
What do you mean we're not Al-Qaeda or ISIS? What are you implying?
No, are you Al-Qaeda or ISIS?
So we are not.
We, all of us.
And me adding.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
I know you're not Al-Qaeda. I know you're not ISIS. You debated Abu Bara. Isn't that the case?
It's Abu and Bara. It's not Alif.
No Alif Lam.
No,
Okay.
no.
You know the debate, I think our position is with you on that issue. Okay, look.
Common grounds.
Yeah. But even though you were quoting Al-Mawardi, Qadi Iyad, Subhanallah, Asha'ira, Subhanallah. To prove Ijma' Asha'ira, who commit Shirk al-Akbar.
But I refuted Al-Mawardi in that same debate.
I didn't watch it all. If either party brings anyone additional to the debate or discloses the details of the venue, then the party who does this, that will automatically be disqualified from the debate. Okay, that's fine. We'll try our best to keep a lid on the location. Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika. With wisdom and good instructions, verse of Al-Quran. And ja'a al-haqq wa zahaqa al-batil. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. If you excuse me, I need to...
Go inshallah.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem. Inshallah ta'ala.
You switch off the cameras. You can ask me after. Switch off the cameras now, please. Can everyone switch off any recording?
Okay, brothers, inshallah ta'ala.
Let's just few.
You started, let me finish. Let me conclude, inshallah. We gave you the opening. I'm going to have the last word. Sahih?
Okay.
Allah loves adl. Yeah, before timing, I just want to quickly say something. Is it recording? So we brought my brother Asrar over to London to speak about the formality of the debate. Things have been changed from the debate, the contract. You've chosen what you want. Ta'adil. Whether that ta'adil on our side, if it's fully agreed upon, Allah said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. The Muslims, they consult and they talk to one another. So these things that you've taken out is what you do not want to be part of the contract. Till Saturday, we are allowed to rewrite another contract and say, what about these times again? Please, Asrar Rashid.
You want to add additional?
No, we're not going to add additional. Maybe if we see it to be right. Or if we, let me finish.
No.
Brothers, can
let me.
Can we?
If you guys need to tell me something, just whisper in my ear.
I will just say Sheikh Asrar ran away.
No.
The point is, you changed the contract on what you thought, because you came with a mindset. You had your 5 points. You wanted to change the contract, just so it's easy for you. If we feel like some points that you've taken out, then we're going to format it correctly, and the way we think, the way we mutually agreed upon some points, this is how we're going to write it. You might not even like the wording again. Just make it easy for us. Don't do it publicly. I promise you, no Facebook, no YouTube, no Instagram, nothing. Behind closed doors, this is what I initially asked you for, Asrar. Let's do it behind closed doors. Quickly do it. An hour or two. We can finish it and get it over and done with. And we both put it publicly signed. Instead of Facebook.
Send the new copy.
I'll send you the new copy.
Via a brother that we have contacted.
Yes.
We know who he is.
Yes.
Every
time in the video, can we take his name out? That part we're going to edit.
That's just crop it out. Don't crop out too much.
No, just that part of his name.
That's fine.
Um,
But you send the new contract via him, and then in Birmingham, I will sign the hard copy and give it back to him.
just so the people also know, I asked Asrar when he was standing, because I asked him 4 questions and I was only allowed to ask you 4 questions. Or 5 you said. So 4 of those questions I asked you, do you think that the topic that you prepared, or this topic in hand, because when you first sat down you said you're ready to debate about it now. That's what you initially said, it's in the recording. If I now said to you, I'm going to hold you account to those words of yours, and I want to debate you now.
The
And
difference is this.
Let me finish, Sheikh. Barakallah fik, the question. And I agree to the contracts that you put down, and let's debate about it now. Has your statement that you said at the beginning, has it changed?
No. The difference is that during the discussion, you had a bag of books at the back, and I didn't realize you had books, so you started bringing out books. I've left the books at home, and on Saturday, we'll discuss what needs to be discussed.
If you remember properly, and it's recorded, inshallah, I did mention at the beginning that I have my books. I did say it's recorded. Asrar, this is all recorded. I said at the beginning, I have my books, and you, after I said...
Your purpose of this is to say that you are prepared to debate now,
No, I'm just saying...
and I'm unprepared.
No,
Is that what you're
I just want you to
attempting
say what I asked you before, is that, are you saying that what I said before I don't believe, and I'm going to debate on Saturday? Because I said at the beginning, it's on my neck. I said, Asrar, I'm ready to debate you now. I did say that. Just so everything is recorded, and you said it should be public. You're now saying that what I said at the beginning, I've taken back.
Have I said that?
I'm asking you.
No, I don't take it back. The thing is that we've agreed on the date to debate. So I'm going to leave
For
the
Saturday.
debate to Saturday.
Okay. Which is you.
Move on to the next question.
You've taken back your first date.
No, I haven't. Because we've came with the mindset that our date is set.
So when you said at the beginning, I would debate now, why have you said changes?
No. If people watch the video,
And they will,
what I
inshallah.
said was we can debate now as well. But
You don't mind?
I don't mind, but I need my books.
But you didn't say at the beginning.
If I didn't say that, it doesn't mean we can't debate.
It's recorded.
Look,
It's recorded. Yeah?
I think you're getting petty now.
No, it's not. I'm asking you a
It's
question.
very petty. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay, next question. Yeah. The second point, what was the second question I asked you?
You remind me.
My second question...
That's your second question. Move on to the third.
I also forgot the third question.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Let's put it to the floor and the people can ask questions, inshallah ta'ala.
Can we ask you questions?
Yeah, of course.
Or we can also ask.
No, leave it till Saturday. These
Remind you
bro-
at the end, the shubha that he brought pertaining to...
he can answer that answer it in the debate. Answer it in the debate.
No, because you said you're 30 seconds, you didn't...
Answer it in the debate. I don't want the answer from you now. I want you to answer
I answered that point.
No, but you rushed it because you were doing it.
it. It's fine. Answer it in the debate. I don't want the answer now.
Can I say something? Because that video is going to go out, and the issue about Musa alayhi salatu, I don't want the people to basically listen to it. and
They
end
can.
up
That
with
can
an
be
issue.
clarified in the debate.
I think you should clarify because the video is going to go out.
They can watch
That,
the
it doesn't
debate.
matter.
Don't release
They
the
can
videos
watch the
without
debate. Everyone watch the debate. See you there or be square. Let's finish. I think you're prolonging this meeting. We've agreed. Let's wait for the debate. Any question I've asked you now, which you believe you can clarify in the debate, you can clarify in the debate. And any question you've asked me, I will bring more clarity in the debate. We've come to set the sharait. Even my first initial questions weren't about the subject. They were about the debate. They weren't about tawassul, and they were about the preliminaries to the debate.
There's a point that I also wanted to, I remembered that came to my mind. When I look at you like that sometimes, I'm thinking, okay, is that the question is pertaining to the issue of, and you told me to bring it up after the contract is done. It is the issue pertaining to how do you accept and reject the statements of the scholars, because that's part of the contract. So when I go home tonight and I look at the contract and the contract is set, I need to know that I'm dealing with Asrar Rashid on the issue of, because I don't want to bring something I know you're not going to accept it with those dawabit. I want to bring what you want.
I agree with you, that you said if you quote someone like Ibn Taymiyyah, what Ibn Taymiyyah, his istidlal must be based on Kitab wa Sunnah wa Ijma'. The istidlal of any scholar must be based upon Quran, Sunnah, Ijma'.
Ijma', very good. Do you believe istighatha and tawassul lughatan and shar'an, both of them they're the same? Because you said
What number question is this now?
number 5.
Okay.
You said istighatha.
Are you sure?
Number 3.
No,
No,
it's number
it's
5.
it's definitely 4 or 5. You said istighatha and tawassul are the same. It's recorded inshallah.
Yes.
Is it lughatan and shar'an? Both.
Shar'an.
Not lughatan.
No.
What's the difference between it to lughatan?
That's in 6th question now.
I can't ask you 6 questions.
No. Ask on the debate. Why are you reading ta'awudh? What's the problem?
You ask every one question.
Imran, wait for now.
If your teacher is saying this,
Wait. Okay, 5 questions I've asked.
this is the old habit of Imran,
No,
which
no.
I have to say. He
Asrar,
prolongs the thing on
Asrar,
Facebook
please.
as well.
Asrar, it's not nice that you
Imran-
keep bringing Imran into this.
Because he interrupted me.
Asrar, don't bring Imran into
None of you brothers
this.
interrupt.
Asrar, please be, okay, just be quiet, be easy, Imran.
None of our brothers interrupt, please.
Okay, please. And none of us are interrupting as well. Okay? So that's all you wanted, don't say that. Those 5 questions I asked you, and inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to send you the contract, please sign it.
Yes.
And on Saturday, I see you, 4:30 inshallah. 4:30
4:30.
evening.
4:30, that's fine. 4:30 is fine. It's going to be a longer debate. We'll be interrupted by prayers as well, so we'll pray as well. Do you guys pray behind us?